Oi, oi. Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Good to see you guys. Happy Flat Earth Day. Wiggly flat thumbs. It's Flat Earth Day. Fan Crunchy, it's Flat Earth Day. Just check my comms are in order. And everything is Irie. Oh, there I am. On the Celtic Tartarian channel. Much love on there. And on Martin Liedtke channel, which is very epic. There I am. Everything is Irie. So it's good to see you guys. It's been a weird busy week on the realm, and the information that has come in is being absolutely amazing. I'm going to splatter all of your Bryans, okay? Put them all over the ceiling. It's going to be fantastic. So do buckle in, get your stuff, get comfortable, settle in, allow me to take you on an incredible journey. A roller coaster ride of information this is, guys. We're going to learn a lot together. I'm going to make it good, buzzy fun for you all. It's going to be a scream. Okay, we're going to have an absolute riot here today. We're going to have a party. Okay, we're going to know how epic it feels to be in Club Fuck It. Okay, Club Fuck It. We're all founder members. So 120 odd of you just shown up. It's good to see you guys. This is our traditional Flat Earth Day show on Flat Earth British. This has been running for years now. What I do here is I collect up the best information available on the internet and use think tanks' amazing intellect. And when they send stuff in, we go through it all and then we post it all on here at the end of the week. And that's what we're doing here today. Okay, so there's been some shares. This led us on to some really, really interesting discoveries. And what we're going to be talking about in this, I'll give you a little rundown. We're going to learn loads in this, guys. There's loads I thought I knew, but that I never. Okay, today I'm in Montaria because we are celebrating Tartaria. Now, Tartarian, Underworld, the Elysium Fields, and Hades. Now, what I'm thinking is this. They say there's no way out. Is there a way out above? Or is there a way out laterally, like that way, out to lands? Or is the way out actually down? Down. Down, down, get on it, down, down. Is it? Because they've reversed everything in this place, and up is down. And a lot of the narratives that they give you in ancient classical works don't really paint a bleaker story as, say, Christian heaven and hell narrative. Okay, so I'm wondering now if whether or not that's just a scaremongering technique. You know, to me, heaven sounds like really weird, bit like clicky and creepy. You know, and their musical taste really sucks. Let's be honest, all the best music's in hell. Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're telling us all along hell ain't a bad place to be. Now, according to the Greek classics and classical Greeks, the Elysium Fields is where it's at. And they're in Hades, which is hell. And it sounds like some sort of heaven. So what I'm wondering is there another civilization, because many texts sort of suggest that there are others, right below our feet? In fact, on the flip side of the inertia plane, which is around 12 kilometers below our feet. How do I know it's that far down? Because that's the deepest they've been with the Cobra Ultra Deep Shaft mine, which they stopped at 12 kilometers because couldn't go any further because the electromagnetism was so insane because they'd reached the inertia plane. We can't be standing on the inertia plane. We have to be just above it, you see. So there could be a flip side, a complete other civilization existing right now at exactly the same time as us, real time. Now, I found out some incredible stuff this week. Some subs have sent me onto a line of inquiry of just endless discoveries, which I'm going to be sharing with you all now. And then I'm going to be giving you a spoonful of sugar with some jokes and happy stuff. Okay, won't be too rude, probably. So, what do we really know of the Mongolians? Never mind the Mongolians. What about the Tartarians? So, the narrative for Mongolia. Now, I'll tell you what I think and what I've learned in my life. It's like I don't really know much about Mongolia. In my geography books that I had from when I was in school, it always said that Mongolia was an autonomous region. It's just the Gobi Desert and a lot of empty nothingness. You know, they got one city I know of, Ulaanbaatar, and this place is just like messed up looking geographically. We'll have a look at now. So apparently the narrative is this great glittering civilization of Tartaria's origins, if you like, are out of Genghis Khan, or the Khans, which are supposed to be out of the Mongolian region. Genghis Khan, Temujin. But what we find is they've just got like, you know, they you know, obviously later on it was a greater civilization because of evidence that China was even in Tartaria in 1733 in Lee van der Haar atlases, at least. So the Tartars would have been both sides of the Great Roman War, which they say is Chinese, which we've been looking at. We're going to look at again later some new ideas that have come up about that, which are too interesting to leave alone. We're going to look at that later on. Mind blowing. So what I find for the Mongols is they tunneled. They were underground. Now, you can't find out too much about it if you Google this subject. There are some tombs, like there's some information out there, but I luckily got a link off of a subscriber, Tash, which I'm really grateful for, which shows me that this is just, and it's an architecture I recognize from the Indian continent or India. Some of these amazing water features are replicated under the steppe in Mongolia. So it was a question in my mind is, you know, the Mongol hordes. So everyone was worried about the Huns back in the days, like millions and millions of Mongol hordes who were the Tartars attacking you because there's like millions and millions of them and they all come off the steppe. And I was like, what? So they all live out on the grassland in yurts and like I've got no cities as such. And then they've got this great glittering civilization. When did all of that arise? And then I got to learn that they were underground, at least. Now, is that the case? Is that the case that there is just, you know, that's the access point, maybe? They did say this in many narratives, guys, that in the High Tibetan Plateau, for example, it's the entranceway to Shangri-La. They got the same thing for El Dorado, haven't they? Narrative in South America. A place where you can get through into this other world, which I really do think is this other realm, which is on the flip side. And maybe that's what the events are. This electromagnetic event that happens is the both sides. You know, imagine the atom, the north and south opposing magnets swap polarity, and maybe this happens between us both every now and again. And maybe they'll get a different sort of environment than what we're getting now, more, you know, like vapor canopy sort of environment, which we're going to look at some really interesting things to do with Mongolia and that a little bit later. Okay, guys. But these tunnels are really, really telling. What we're going to show about the Great Wall is mind blowing, and it's just a ton of stuff besides. Okay, now, just concerning Mongolia, they are weirdly the chosen enemy in the book 1984. Apparently, Eurasia is at war with the Mongols. Yeah. Now, this is a massive country with nothing going on. Nothing going on. Economically, they're in a terrible state. Politically, they were in control of the Tsars of the Sea, the Caesars, or the Tsars, from the 16th and 17th centuries. And then more in modern times, more crazy Chinese going on. And you know how weird and all that gets. So if you look at what are some of the images, I'm going to share some images that I've got hold of from Mongolia, like proper early 1850s. It's just mad to think. But what you see is a really weird, uniform and impoverished civilization, but they're in the shadow of what are Tartarian buildings, which are said to have been built by the Russians. during their time occupying Mongolia. So we're going to learn together. We're going to go through a ton of information. We're going to go into the Greek classics. The namely for the reason is, if you think about, to me, you can use the narratives for Dante's Inferno or Paradise Lost, okay, and the images and the paintings of Blake. But if you see some images out there of Canto and you see this large upside down pyramid, it is a journey into the underworld. Hades is underworld, okay, what they call hell. But according to the Greek classics, there are different levels to this hell. Some of them may be a bad neighborhood, but you get that on this realm, don't you? But ultimately, to the Elysium plains. Now, the description for them sounds pretty fantastic and sounds exactly like what they describe of what heaven should be like. Yet, it's underneath us. Well, the Greeks got a lot of their stuff together. Their cosmology shows a dome. It shows underneath Sheol, and then underneath there, what they call Hades, they call Tartarus. Isn't that interesting? Or Tartarus is just like Tartaria. We're going to look into that in this post. We're going to look into an interesting discovery I made concerning a giant insect or a worm that is supposed to have existed in Mongolia, called the Tartarian sand boa, or alternatively known as the Mongolian Death Worm. Now, this thing shoots laser beams, man. I mean, electrical discharges. We're going to look into it later. It's crazy, yo, okay? And it was used for the basis of the worm in the movie Dune, all about the spice in the Dune. I kind of think in Dune's dropping colossal big bombs on us about what the truth is about this place. All of these, last time I said the Tavistock word, everything went, Tavistock seemed to, I was discussing it the other day, the way that, a lot of these rock stars are, that just, shit out of nowhere and do wonderfully successful. They're not writing these lyrics, guys, because a lot of them haven't got the intellect required to do all these years of research to discover what we've learned together as a think tank, like in a couple of weeks on drugs in a recording studio. I don't care how much LSD they've done, they never come up with that. They've been given the lyrics. So it's like, you want to be super famous? Zip it, take the money, shut the fuck up, and we're going to give you can even have the awards. Okay, you can have the BAFTAs and all of the music awards. You can be on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if you just shut the fuck up about where you got these lyrics from, okay? Because they're laced with truth bombs about what this place really is. Okay, they do it in literature too. It's all there. Nothing's hidden. So we've got a lot to look at in this, guys. We're going to look at later some more ancient. This is a mind blow. Apparently, under the streets of Montreal in Canada, is been discovered caves, which are apparently 15,000-year-old. I don't know where they come up with that date, but these are not caves. This is masonry. This is an old world right under the streets of Montreal. And we're going to look at vintage photos of Montreal as well. We're going to be looking into Derakuya, because it's a massive underground city, though it's 20,000 people. But I found photographs of ancient Anatolia really early in Turkey, which show that the classical world was absolutely smashed beyond belief recently. I'm also going to give you a sort of hopeful suggestion through some of the evidences I'm going to lay down, that the so-called Roman world, the classical world, whatever you want to call it, Rome, Phoenicia, Carthage, Troy, the Greeks, it matters not. The classical world, I think, fell within the last 1,000 years. Sometime relatively recently, because it's caught in the art record, it's caught in literature. Okay, there was some sort of calendar stop, which is not impossible after what just happened in the last few years. They just come up with all sorts of weird stuff, don't they, with us all? So anyway, good to see you, Just JP. I'm going to give you all a few shouts while a few of you rally in. There's, yeah, I know that. OTW, he's from Montreal. You should enjoy this, though. Below your feet is unbelievable caves. A bit like what they tell you in the Matrix about below the streets of LA. there's this massive ancient subterranean system that they're like literally flying in, aren't they, with these hovercrafts in the film The Matrix. But they're not really there, are they? So, you know, maybe they are. And there's so many clues in this and really stunning, beautiful imagery, guys. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Pamela, bringing the woohoo vibe. Okay, you feeling flat earthy? Not flat earthy, because not all of you flat earthers. I'm feeling flat earthy. I'm feeling very truthy right now. Okay, so we're going to have a good time. I'm going to splatter this, like literally splatter it with big love. Okay, and we're going to have a fab time, because that's what we do in Club Fuck, eh? Okay, we don't dwell on all of the negativity. Hi, my brothers, Adrian, McLovin. We love you, brother. Stu and Brian. Healing vibes. We love you, brother. It's been in Hozzy, having fucking them doing stuff and that. Ugh. Simplicity revealed. Who is Julia? Hi, Julia. And Richard Strack, who's in the house, and Three Fingers. Where'd you get your name from then? Just curious. There's Dave Knuckles, who is advertising. It's actually more. It's nearly 48,000 images. I've topped them up with a tiny bit of megabyteage that was left. Are still available. They're literally downloading on this device now as I speak. The book drive and the image drives. I've had all sent out. I've had 95% success rate. 1 or 2 went to shit, but that was nothing to do with me. Okay, and all have been corrected. The only thing with it is some people have had to wait a week or 2 because of the time it takes to copy them. But it's a fantastic, mega thing to have, and they're still available. Links down below in the description box. So much love to you all. Let's be groovy. Okay, loads of people are like, oh, my emails are full in the last week. You know, oh, Martin, have you seen what happened in Hawaii? I think it's the Chinese, you know. Them laser beams, they don't have to show up in the daytime. Do you think it's real, Martin? Martin, you know what it is, don't you? It's juice. It's like, and then they're all like whopping me up. One thing I've learned on YouTube is how to survive YouTube rules. One thing you do is not talk about things when they're in the fucking media, only after the occasion. Now, when Rona was happening back in the day, yeah, I was just carried on like I didn't, you know, like nothing was happening, because basically, guys, nothing was fucking happening. Yeah. So that was epic. And on we go in Clan Fuck It. Rizzy, good to see you. It's very epic though. Mr. C. So yeah, a lot of epicness coming down the road. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. There's Dallas Fowler in the house, Jay Smith, and there's lovely Joe and Estley and Kathleen and Pavlov, who's in the house. So yeah, probably don't know, because it's like, you know, it's death and bad energy attracted to it, and it's all over the internet, which is like, it's like a shit took a shit, isn't it? The internet. So I'm not, you know, not bothering actually. Maybe if I had any like, you know, what I call divine inspiration to tell me to have a look at that a little bit more, Martin, then I will. Until that point, no. Maybe after the occasion, but you know, whatever. Small town girl. To see you. It's nice you come by. And there's my son. Hammerhead worm is poisonous version that turns into 2 if you cut her in half. A bit like the Hydra then, isn't it? If you cut off the Hydra's head, it pops out on her head. Yeah, June's big cluage there, Shiva, my brother. Much love to you. We love you, brother. Shiva Rich. The trek? Yeah, cool. We're doing cool. I am. I can't speak for all you, but if you're here, what you get is a fab time. You laugh your heads off. You get temporary credibility. I'm not joking now. And you have a fantastic time. So do relax. Put your feet up. Have a giggle. Okay. Get ready for the Kleenex. That would be for your tears. Okay. Nothing else. Raina, good to see you. Raina Lusted. Woohoo. Love that name. And there's Scott. It's JJ. Bobrovsky. Going to meet up. Going to meet up with all my American friends in America. Coming soon to a town near you. Flatearthbritish. Styly. Jay Smith. Yeah. Crafty Kim. Okay, well, I'm going to get stuck into the juice, and then I'm going to come back because we've got a lot to get through. And if I'm here for, like, you know, talking away for you all, okay, time is just going to slip by. So Sunshine Bateman D, good to see you all. Yeah, we don't have too much of that in Britain. It's just an icky black cloud over it all constantly. And the sinking ship that is Britain. Okay. Which I'm not going to dwell on because it was never any good anyway. So it's what part of being British is, you know, putting up with shit, isn't it? Tried to give in a very talented tarot reader a donation and it wouldn't go through. I had to check. That girl deserves it. Oh, really weird. Oh, an online tarot card reader. I tried to have my fortune told in Cardiff Central Market and she closed. I put my hands out and she closed it like that and said, I can't read you, love. I'm like, what? Well, what's she saying? Is she saying I'm going to die? She's like, no, you know, I just won't be able to read you. I was like, okay, any reason? No, she wouldn't tell me. I was really freaked out. I thought there's something fucking weird going on there. She won't give me a reading. She's happy to read every figure else, but not won't read me. I don't know. She could sense my spiritual power. Scared the shit out of her. I love the overtone singing of Mongolia. I can do that. I can do the Mongolian throat singing. I'm really good at it. Yeah, I'll try a bit later. Last time I showed you a bit of Mongolian throat music, I basically got clobbered by YouTube. They suck. Okay, Lumini Mind. Good to see you all, guys. So lift that vibration. Yeah. Okay. See that? See that tickly feeling in your belly? Yeah, that's Flat Earth British magic. Love that is. Okay, we're on flat data. Oh, look at that. Kathleen Mascot, give me $50. Oh, love her. Oh, that's going to be awesome. Casey. Right, love you all. Let's get stuck in, okay? Make sure to share this out if you will, please. Okay, Kathleen's loosey-goosey. Yeah, that's the tick. Yeah? Get loosey-goosey. Don't think about all that weird shit that goes on in the world because that doesn't even happen. Yeah, we live in a fluffy world, yeah, a fluffy, cushy, warm, loving world. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And if anything comes and fucks with us, we beat it up. We send Dave Knuckles in. Dave Knuckles. Yeah. He sorts it out for us. Yeah. You're not very loving, are you? You suck a bit. Let's punch some smiles into you. Yeah. No, it's not a good philosophy. It's to make people be happy. They're either there or they're not, and they, you know, go sort this shit out. Stop being so pussy. Don't make me say my name. No, my name's Martaria. Martaria. Yeah, throat singing raises the vibration. Yeah, I get wicked buzz off it. I can play a didgeridoo a little bit. I can't do that circular voice thing, but I can do like throat singing through a didge, and it sounds all right. Until my didgeridoo got damaged, broken, weird way. Yeah. So Brian's Welsh. He knows what a cwtch is. A cwtch is Welsh for, I guess, hug, something like that, along them lines. Or if you were in Denmark, hygge. Yeah, cwtchy. That feeling around a coal fire. Not that you have a coal fire, because you're probably boiling hot in America, but you know, mental coal fire. We're all sitting around together. We're roasting. Well, in my case, sausages, but in your case, probably marshmallows. We're roasting marshmallows. We're cleaning our guns. Drinking bud. Okay. And singing Tartaria songs, which I haven't yet written, but they'd be epic when I do. Okay, let's get stuck in. Gary Felton. This is no. Okay. Send in the A-team. Yeah, send in the A-team. Fucking epic. I love it when a plan comes together as well. But they're not very epic, the A-team, anyway. Our A-team is far more epic. And there's Ro, who paints paintings. We'll have a look later on. We've got lots in this. So buckle in. These hours that pass by now, okay, will seem like 5 fucking minutes. You will wonder where your life went. But it's going to be glorious. Okay? It's going to be fab. So if you're not used to Flat Earth British, buckle in, because all of this could blow your head off. Okay? Share screen. Okay. So we're going to start here. Right, let's, I like to sort of geographically orientate ourselves because some of you may not know geography. I notice some people can't even point out Saudi Arabia on the map. But it's not their fault. You know, some people are not geographically inclined, are they, like myself? So what I noticed with Mongolia is, holy shit, it's massive. Never mind China. Yeah, it is massive. And it's got one of the biggest deserts in the world. Yeah, you've got the Gobi Desert, all of this. And this weird eye, which we have brought up in conversations in the past, maybe it's to do with some sort of plasma event in the past, which completely fried this place. You got a capital, Ulaanbaatar, which basically never had television until about 1985. They were a little bit like in Mongolian world. So the people we're going to have a look at in a minute, in the modern day, I've looked on Google, they're looking all right. They're looking like they're in, they're caught up. They've got some stuff. The women look lovely, but the men, they look like, not being rude when I say this, but like bhakti farmers. So, but that's always the case. You find the same for China. So the Great Wall is north of Beijing, yeah. That must be a Mandela effect, because like when I was in school, Beijing was Peking, and then all of a sudden they just shit out Beijing and nobody says a word about it. I'm like, yeah, well, everybody, what happened to Peking? Peking doesn't exist anymore. Mandela effect. Okay, shut my mouth then. And also, another thing, I was always into the impression as well, right, that the currency for China, look at these weird fuckers with their architecture. Oh, cheers, my stomach. Did I just say that out loud? Anyway, another Mandela effect, maybe, is this is a question that I should have asked in my community quiz, is what is the currency of China? Because I always thought it was yen, but yen doesn't really exist. Apparently, it's a long word that I can't really say. It's like TikTok yang, something like that. Okay, so there you are. You got geographically orientated. It's not the way I wanted to go, but it's neighboring the Chinese anyway. So you get the drift. The Great Wall's by there. Apparently, keeping them out, but not really, because we know what that's doing. It's basically Amazon of the not-so-Asian world, because nothing is Asian in this place. Not really. What we'll look into is the Underworld. Now, I'm going to show you some images shortly, which are absolutely fantastic. They are showing of these underground places that I never knew anything about in Mongolia on the steppe. This is a Belgian painting of this interpretation of this, basically, this crazy Mongolian death worm, which apparently causes waves in the sand. I'm glad to see you all getting in the vibe. I dig that. So it is exactly like a one-off Dune, yeah? So it goes through waves that it causes in the sand, and it kills stuff by electric discharge. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So this was an artist's impression of it. They're trying to say in Wikipedia, but they lie about more. They got a pedo in their name, guys. I'm sure they lie. Wikipedia, yeah. They make it up as they go along, and they're saying, "Oh, no, it's just myth, man. These things don't exist." Hang on, it's one of the most inexplicable. You can't go there. It's inhospitable regions on Earth, okay? And the Gobi Desert's one of the biggest of absolutely scorching nothing or freezing nothing, depending on the time of year. And they got these things living in there, just like Dune. I think they were living there. I really do think that they. I really think they are there. I like to think so. So imagine this world, okay, of Tartarians or Tartars, and they're living under the steppe, okay, not on the steppe, the grasslands, but under it in giant civilizations and entrances into them. They got some ground dwellings and stuff, but mostly underground. And imagine that world of, these giant worms attacking them, just like in Tremors. Tremors is what sets these off. And is that why indigenous people are banging drums and all? Is it to do with sandworms? These things of the ancient world. Massive because of maybe vapor canopy circumstances. Interesting? No shit. So what if they were doing this? Now, to me, it makes much more sense. Like all of that stuff they keep going on about with space and all of that just really gets on my nerves. Yeah, because, it's just ridiculous at this stage. Like, let me tell you guys, then people are not on no ISS. I used to be in the Merchant Navy, yeah. 2 days, you look like a gypsy. You're covered in oil, you're fucking stinking dirty. Apparently, they had about a dozen up there this year. So what are they all doing? Sharing the toilet. So what is it? A big toilet queue. Okay. Then they all take a space shit. Space pee, and then they all have a space wash using, I don't know, baby wipes, and then they're all brand new for their YouTube videos with their shirts all brand spanking new because they got an amazing laundry service on the ISS. The belt's all done up tight, but that's to hide the harness, and all their hair all spick and span. and no healthy fuckers, because they all look like they're all like got weight problems and that. No superhuman people are going up in space or anywhere. Okay, because it's all bullshit. So forget about all that. We should be thinking about under the water, or as they've been doing in the past, under the ground. They're tunneling. They've been tunneling all along, guys. There is underground civilizations. We know of them in America anyway, but some of them are they really natural? Some of these cenotes you get in Mexico, or look at this thing with all the rubble fell back in, creating a beautiful little lagoon. But there's just massive geodes and underground places, yeah, guys, that could be, inhabited. But what would it be like down there? With hollow Earth theory, they're going on globule thinking, and they're thinking there's an inner sun inside there, but that would have to be really, really small, because their ball circumference is only 24,000 miles at the equator, so yeah, really, really fucking small. So they would have had to have some heat source, but I think it would be more luminescent, something like along those lines. Maybe you got some thoughts on the subject. So what you find is stuff goes deep underground. This is in Turkey, where you can see, we're going to look at some evidences later, just into like entrances to what is the underworld. You get them in Britain, Tuscany, some of these aquifers and some of these places deep underground with, were these ever on the surface? I wonder, probably at some stage, but still in the underworld. And these places, which definitely look like you could stick a right angle in them, under cities, the London sewers, many ancient cities of America, which are ancient, if there is such a thing. I have all of these underground. Okay, what if this was the case? Well, how would we even know? If they used all of their money that they gain, their 18 million a week on doing sweet fuck all, telling everyone they're going to space, what they really doing with the money is black projects, and they're going underground because they reverse everything in this place. Heaven is upstairs. That's where you want to go if you're good. Downstairs, oh, no. That's hell. Well, no, I beg to differ, because if you look into the classics, like I've explained, with Canto and that, the in-betweeny place, okay, where the ferryman takes your class, is purgatory. Purgatory is not heaven and it's not hell. It's the in-between, where you're getting your shit sorted out for all of the weirdness that you got on with in your passing through time in this realm. Anyway, back to this. So I think that they could have multi-level buildings, lifts that go infinitely low from buildings. You just go in them and it's like, how many stories down does this go? And then it's just cities under cities. I think that's the case. And I think it was the case before. Nothing new is under the sun. Some of these places just completely empty. Every British city spoils these. Every American city spoils these. Just left alone. Any city, bring it up in Britain, Manchester, London, Birmingham, Cardiff, all got these underground subterranean tunnels. So London Underground Mail Tube in 1801 was apparently, they dropped it off on some sort of tiny car, so that's 100 and, well, at least 100 years before it's apparently invented, maybe on wooden rails, I don't know, and then they put the sacks into a pneumatic tube, which takes it all to a distant place. 1801, they're doing that technology. Yeah, I know. So this is apparently under Montreal in Canada, and they're trying to say this is an ancient cave. And I'm sorry, but there's other photos. This doesn't look like any cave. This looks like it's been, this is a right angle. This looks man-made, or it looks artificial. But I don't know where they come up with their 15,000 years. We're going to look at that a little bit later. But anyway, Mongolia. So what we find in India, we've seen, many of these things. I sort of was in the school thinking that these were an advanced water structuring system using using triple vortexing maybe to the bottom bit, using the steps to break it up, causing, the waves to break, interference patterns, structure in the water, maybe some music coming out of there. So at first I was thinking along them lines, so this was some sort of advanced water tech. But what if that these were ways into the underworld? Now, why not water? Why not? They show you in Pirates of the Caribbean, he gets through into the Davy Jones's locker, which is also a parallel place, and he goes flipping upside down in his boat in the water. So this mirror realm. And there's loads of films. Now this is unbelievable and structure, but you can see this exact same style. I will show you in actually the steppe in Mongolia. And that is to an ancient tunnel system. So I'm wondering if these were, that we see in India, entrances to said underworld. This is, I can't imagine what it did in its time, but it's definitely a vibrational sound technology, because there's a bell at the end, but the bell is touching the ground. So I'm guessing it won't chime in the same way, but it's giving off some sort of sound. And then it's coming through some advanced sort of technasmia system, a bit like you get in modern day recording studio, a bit like you get in the Albert Hall. They have some acoustic stuff set up for vibrational purposes. And then you're again, this outer vibrational thing. This must have been just, I bet the sound off of that would go 1,000 miles. I bet you back in its day. But it looks to me like the whole of it's just been spludged with a lot of heat and burnt and melted sometime in the past. Stacks and stacks. In fact, nearly all of the ancient texts, no matter what country, Mesoamerican, the Aztecs, in the Vedas, here we have the Naga. She comes up, or he or it comes up through a portal. It's a serpent, and its king comes from the underworld. And the Greeks have a similar sort of narrative with this underworld. And this is a sort of giant cryptid, which looks like it's been eating people. And you get these, you got tunnel systems under Jerusalem, under Rome, Damascus, all of the very ancient cities, or the ones that they say are the oldest, have tunnel systems underneath them. I've already proposed, guys, of a possible tunnel system that went under the Atlantic Ocean in the past. And as crazy as it sounds, they were thinking about doing it, and they were literally made a start on it. And there's a tunnel system that comes up in Pennsylvania, a coal mine, which ends in South Wales. They could have put a tunnel straight through that coal stream. This is in Florence, this famous church floor, and it's like, ever decreasing geometric pattern, which shows you an optical, trick of that it's falling away, and it looks like a tunnel. But maybe the church know more than they're saying. They flip everything, and you want to go up when really, really you want to go down. And they're showing you in their church floor. The way out is down. Just like that. And all of these look like, these geometric shapes look like circuitry. This looks like circuitry. The whole thing is right in your face. They got a 4-angel thing on that one going on. And on this as well, to be honest with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angels, the 4 corners, as they regard it. So, how many films do you see where they find these great entrances going underground into underground places? And what about the films like Tomb Raider? She goes in underground places, and there's like classical architecture deep underground. There's a whole world underneath. This is apparently a map of purgatory, which is apparently a mappable geographical location. Purgatory is meant to be a place, as is the Elysium fields talked about in the classical works mentioned by Homer in Homer's Odyssey. And he talks of it very, very favorably. So here's Canto, and we can see this pyramid, Mount Meru, if you like, and there's a pyramid underneath, this North and South Pole. We talked about this on Great Secrets Never Told, which is on the Tartarian channel. And then you got the dome and the firmament with the luminaries, and definitely in the firmament this. So it's really interesting to see Florence there in the background. And then you see the gateway to Hades. Is super interesting. If you flip that picture upside down, it literally becomes a stupa or a pyramid. It's an upside down pyramid, and it's the way, you know, you got the grass on top. So let's just say, for the argument's sake, that this is our plane. Okay, and then you've got all these different levels with different things happening all the way down to some sort of heavenly realm. So maybe the conscious evolutionary thing that's going on, or the spiritual ascension, is a descension. Remember, then weird fucks have reversed everything in this place, guys. I don't trust anything the church said. Yeah, anything that they said, they've reversed. So I think up is down. So yeah, I want to thank Tasha sending these links. I couldn't find anything on Google concerning these places, but there are links out there which show you unbelievable stuff they found on the steppe. So imagine endless grasslands in one of the biggest countries imaginable with nothing in it, except they got a ton of people. Apparently the Mongol Empire, the Mongol hordes, all descendants of apparently Genghis Khan. And you got the Aga Khan, who apparently built the Pleasure Dome. He erected a dome called Xanadu. How do we even know that is what we're inside of now? So yeah, they got some ancient sort of remnants there of whoever these people are. They're not human-like, but a little bit like some of the Neolithic stuff in some circles you see in Europe. Okay, and it looks quite beautiful. I don't think I want to go there. It looks like you get eaten to death by mosquitoes. And they got some red brick stuff. So they had stone structures on the surface and great monolithic stones belonging to some advanced culture, apparently. And these red brick pyramids, excuse me, it keeps flipping the other way. Let's just get through to the beginning. So you've got these wells that go under. All right, they're self-explanatory. Somebody's took the time to dig a big well. But these ones are exactly like the ones in India, and this is going to apparently a tomb. Okay, and then you've got this brick thing, which looks more like a kiln than a tomb. Any bodies? What about this thing? A melted building in the middle of the grasslands. Something terrible happened. This also, buildings in the middle of the grasslands full of bodies. Mongolia, the Tartars, which they've recently found. So they say there's up to 500 tunnels that they know of under the grasslands of Mongolia, under the steppe, under that, guys. Can you see the mounds of earth? Right, because they fucking dug it all. It makes perfect sense to me that they would be underground because there's no cover. You know, in the First World War, they had to dig trenches so you didn't get shot at, didn't they? So in the grasslands, offer zero cover if anyone attacks you. I know they're on horseback, etc. But there's just no cover unless you go underground, because that would make perfect sense defensively, to survive. You know, there's a whole, load of reasons why you would go underground if you've got endless grass flatlands. Anyway. So here's many, many more. Look at these, all underground here in Mongolia. Here, ancient, they say, 7th, 6th century AD. Okay, and it's underground, goes deep underground. They found potteries, carvings. This one looks exactly like that thing stepping down, which I thought was some sort of water technology, but this not. This is in the mountains and supposed to be an ancient tomb. Okay, and there's another complex here. Okay, a monastery, which seems really vast, which is the Mongolian Empire. So these people here I got rather intrigued about because they're supposed to be the people who are building all of this cool stuff, aren't they? There's another one here, the Tomb of the Gilded Dragon, which is a bit of inconsistency with the official story because this is ancient and apparently they weren't friends with the Chinese, but there's Chinese dragons in there. But anyway, look at the entrance to this thing. Just goes really deep underground. They say it's tombs, but they says that with a lot of them, guys. You know, I've seen these massive tombs in, or they said they were tombs in Sicily, but there was actually no bodies in them. They were just chambers said to be dug for tombs. Yeah, but they can't say that for like Derakura or places like that. It makes no fucking sense. So anyway, these gold, silver, and bronze and jade wooden artifacts of dragons were pulled out. So they were doing like really advanced metallurgy out on the steppe. No, they got something else going on. And it looks like there was a civilization there as well. It looks like something really bad happened to it. Look at this advanced stuff that they're doing. Jade pottery, beautiful. That looks a bit Phoenician. And there's been loads of discoveries concerning Mongolia, but they are keeping it down. You know, this place is more closed down, on, you know, for reasons of political reasons, Chinese, etc. Because the Chinese hide most of their pyramids and stuff. You're not allowed to know anything about them. So I'm wondering if this was a real thing. I know they say it's not, but you know, I really do, you know, think that why would they literally use this narrative for the worm in the film Dune? So the Mongolian Death Worm. Anyway, I love to think about it. It's a large intestine worm. It's a creature alleged to have existed in the Gobi Desert. However, no evidence has been found to support this belief or whatever. That's them again. Yeah, because you just checked on fucking Wikipedia, and you are Wikipedia because you're that stupid. Tales of the creature first came to Western attention as a result of this guy here, Chapman Andrews, in 1926. And he wrote a book, The Trail of the Ancient Man. Who's an American paleontologist, described second-hand tales of the monster that could be heard at the gatherings of Mongolian officers. None of those ever present had seen the creature, but firmly believe its existence. Okay, well, it's not going to come and show its face because those people suck and it lives underground, so it's going to be rare to see it. Anyway, so its shape is like a sausage, about 2 feet long, has no head, no leg, and is so poisonous that merely to touch it means instant death. And it lives in the most desolate parts of the Gobi Desert. Yeah, where there's no people. So obviously you're not going to actually see it. So there's plenty of citations mentioning said beastie. I like it. I'm keeping it. Anyway, so according to Mongolian legend, which described the creature as traveling underground, creating waves of sand on the surface which allow it to be detected. It said it can kill at a distance either by spraying a venom at its prey or by means of electrical discharge. It primarily lives in burrows underground and rarely comes to the surface, which is why we don't see it. I'm keeping that. I think it's real. This is too much detail for something that doesn't really exist. And this artist painting it as well. Okay, he won an award. I like it. I'm keeping it. It's the Tartar Samboa. It's epic. This one is epic. So there you are. Mongolian Death Worm. Bringing that into reality. In case you didn't know. Now you do. Anyway. So the Mongolians, they had an incredible culture that got completely dismantled by the Chinese. I'm not sure if the Tsars were so disrupted to their culture. This is a famous Mongolian queen that existed. I've talked about her in the past, actually. She's got this crazy Tartarian headwear going on and just the best clothes. And if you notice, she's got clock. She's got whatever, a smoking thing, maybe. Don't know. My mind, yeah. She got stuff. I don't know whether, it looks a bit Chinese. Maybe the Chinese are giving us stuff. But she's an elite. So, greasy palms. So here is the people of Mongolia. What you notice is the stuff being built, or is it already there? It's hard to say because it's already there, isn't it? But it's got bamboo scaffolding around. I don't know how you work on that shitty scaffolding. But the people's clothes, have you seen these? What she got? Isn't it this lizard in a horror film? Or isn't it? Oh no, it's Predator. And it puts out these like weird girls. Well, maybe they've seen them or something. Where are they getting their ideas for their clothes anyway? So yeah, the Mongolians have no infrastructure as such. They're quite impoverished. They got some like cool headwear and stuff, but as you see, they've been dressed by the Chinese. If you do anything wrong and you're a Mongolian, okay, this is going to happen to you. Okay, the shit's going to hit the fan. They're not having a good time in Mongolia, even to the modern day. So they had some nice, cool shit going on, as you can see. But as you can see, there's a Russian and the hidden hand for the photograph. And these guys, they got uniforms on. They're just worker bees. They ain't got saying anything, really. They're just doers, which is plenty of. And you're guessing it's a traditional house of theirs, which is made of wood, no stone going on. And they got a nice central oven. And that's what they do all day long because they haven't got the internet. What do? They practice archery, which is handy if you're out on the grasslands with no cover whatsoever. Then maybe you should tunnel. Maybe suggest it. Otherwise, you're just going to shot by arrows. Okay, get good by arrows. So she looks so happy. She's 270 years old. There she goes again with these like things off Predator. You know, they literally, you know, like stick out like fans when she smiles. Automatic smile response. But I do like the Mongolian clothes there. Very trippy. I don't know where they're getting their ideas from. Maybe this underground civilization. So the Mongols themselves, not doing too good. They're just like, you know, peasant farmers. They didn't even have, you know, them and Bataan didn't have television until the 90s. They took a long time to catch up with the rest of the world. They kept it out. And they're still pretty, you know, like the Chinese. They keep any of that information of what goes on in there out with the Western world. And then you just have like fake stories and stuff of what goes on in there. But we don't really know. It's horrible. We're living in a culture like that. So I'm not sure what they're making here. It looks like fake prosthetic pelvises. No, I know what they're saddles. Okay. So yeah, look at their clothes. Look what they got on their hat. Look at their happy hats, guys. Bet if it rains, they collect a lot of water. Maybe that's what they're for. The building, not so bad. Not so bad. Looks like it's covered in mud. Quite pretty. But their houses, you know, they're built of mud and wattle and daub and wood. So I'm not sure what they're carrying there. Maybe a table. It's hard to say. That's how they get around. They got lovely suntans, so it must be boiling hot in Mongolia in the summer. But look at the place. It's all covered in little stones everywhere. But you can still see these Tartarian buildings in the background. But apparently by the Russians who occupied this in the 16th, 17th century. So they're selling trinkets. That might be worth a look. I bet they sell some cool Buddhist stuff there. And they sell like temple balls there. Okay, let's have a look in their high street. Another Western man. It's hiding both hands. But there's a Beltec on there. But that's really pretty. Quite trippy. It looks a bit like a movie studio. Oh, God, they don't look happy today. But they are dressed in silk. But they got endless silkworms. It's all about silk because it's Silk Road, isn't it? Yeah, they're crazy, them pagoda buildings, that roofs. I definitely think they're a type of technology. So what you got here? What you got in there? Yeah, what you got in there? Any guesses? The spike sticking out. Spike sticking out. Something is in there. Guess what? Look at that. Guess what's in their face? They had man bags in the past as well, guys. But they all got the same uniform on. Every country, like Mexico, got their own uniform, haven't they? Chinese got coolie hats. Mongolians got these things on, given to them, along with their opium, by the look of it. Oh, let's look. He's looking way happy. He's like, I think I'm going to go to sleep. And he's the administrator. He looks high. And he looks like he's having a really great time. So there they are, a load of Mongolians. What do they do all day? Get Mongolians. Here's the Mongolian militia. They've given them rifles. Fortunately, they're only flintlocks in that case. That's why his face like smacked down. It's like the enemy got like machine guns. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. You'd be jumping from planes without parachutes. They're giving these little modern-looking body warmers in these countries as well, don't they? I'm guessing they freeze their ass off in winter in these countries. So, there they are. The Mongolians. What have we learned? Well, we've learned that I don't think they built any of that stuff that's going on and the Russian stuff, but we have learned that they got a Mongolian Death Worm. Are these the Tartars? Difficult to say, isn't it, guys? So their capital, Ulaanbaatar, is the coldest, ugliest, most polluted capital in the world. And, I don't want to speak negatively of it. This is this guy here who's got, basically every witch in Ulaanbaatar has just put, like, a curse on this guy. He looks like he needs it. So yeah, but it does look like an industrial nightmare. It does look like a shit took a shit on it. It's really bad. There it is. But dragged up out of unchanged ways. That looks an interesting building. But apparently they're all living in these, even in the city, these heated ilks. And they get around on a BMW Camel. Okay. So it's got 3.4 million people. It's a bloody big place, isn't it? And there it is there. But the Chinese got mega cities as well. So the Soviets built absolutely disgusting architecture because they're not really, building good stuff in their provinces. They couldn't give a shit. And, they're just working for them after all. Oh, look at that camel. Camels are awesome. Better than cars. Get rid of all the cars. Everyone have a camel. So I'll link these up and you can read about them more yourself. So imagine underground, try. So get down them levels, yeah. You pay the ferryman, yeah. But the ferryman, I've heard rumours about the ferryman. When you go across that lake, he puts his hands on your leg, yeah, and looks at you all like funny. You can do that with the ferryman. Well, make sure you got something to pay him with. Otherwise, you're going to be paying in other ways and you won't be happy about it. Okay, I'm just letting you know in case you never knew about ferryman rules. Okay, Elysium. Well, we've all seen Elysium, the movie, haven't we? They got that thing floating in the Atmos flat, and it's got like a world on it. Okay, otherwise known as the Elysium Fields. I like the sound of this place already. Okay, the Elysium Plains. Well, it would be plain because it's flat. It's the conception of the afterlife. So that would mean when we're not alive. So is that now, before, or after? I cannot determine. That developed over time and was maintained by some Greek religions and philosophical sects and cults. Okay, it was initially separated from the Greek underworld, the realm of Hades. Who's Hades? Is the Greek god of the dead and king of the underworld. And he's the eldest son of Kronos. Kronos eats babies. He got a bit of a bad rep, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a good place. Anyway, this is the important bit. Only mortals related to the gods or other heroes can be admitted past the River of Styx. Isn't that interesting? So there are people who are related to gods and are heroes. Now, you know the television series Heroes, when they got all them different special abilities, yeah? I think that's real. No, I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to, like, literally get super abilities. Definitely. Anyway, so yeah, it looks like it's a happy, blissful place. Look, it's where you want to spend your afterlife. It's in the Elysian Fields. Homer, okay, the Elysian Fields were, according to Homer, located at the western edge of Earth. Okay, so if you're in Greece and you're looking west, the western edge to you is what? What? So the Elysian Fields are in Cadiz? I don't know. But anyway, so, excuse me. So it would make sense, this, though, is the stream of whatever that is. Anyway, in the time of the Greek poet Hesiod, Elysium would also be known as the Fortunate Islands. Well, the Fortunate Islands, the island of Fortunat, are the Canary Islands, and they are indeed west of Greece, and they would be the furthest point west of Greece. Are they saying that the Elysian Fields are actually on the Canary Islands? I don't know. But anyway, interesting that. The Homer says in Odyssey, to the Elysian plain, where life is easiest for men. It doesn't mention women, I'm sorry. No snow there, so don't freeze bollocks off. No heavy storms, nor ever rain. But ever does ocean send up blasts of shrill blowing west wind that we may give cooling to men. That sounds like the Canary Islands again to me, because there is this sort of lush breeze. But anyway, they're saying this in the Underworld. The Underworld sounds like it's the Canaries. I think I want to go there. Yeah, I think we should just literally go to the Underworld. Hell ain't a bad place to be. Tell me Bon Scott was wrong. No, you can't. I know. Oh, so they've been untouched by sorrow, so it's not Britain then. And he's blessed along the shore of deep swirling ocean, happy heroes. Happy heroes. Did you hear that? As in not moaning bastard heroes. Okay, so they're more like He-Man than Skeletor, which is good news. Although Skeletor doesn't moan that much, really, does he? He's just, you know, he's lonely. But he's got a really good, really pretty girlfriend. Have you seen, oh, don't worry about it. Forget all that, what I said. Anyway, what I'm saying is there's good press for the world that is below our feet. Yeah, they go on. Yeah, look, it's Tartarus, path to Tartarus. Where the Tartars come from, is it? It's a bit of a coinky-dink, isn't it? Okay. And let's speed sinful souls to their doom in the path to Tartarus. So there's apparently a bad level, Tartarus, where if you're sinful, but they're not really specific about sinning. Does that mean anything that they don't, they want you to do and you don't? Is sometimes a sin, isn't it? Yeah. Like, we're going to war now, and all your young men have to come with us and going to die. Actually, my son doesn't want to go. He's a conscientious objector. Okay, that's a sin. You're going to jail. You see, there's different sorts of sins. Anyway, the Elysium Fields, it sounds pretty funky. I think they're bad pressing us about hell or Hades. Anyway, more tunnels. This is an interesting one. So I have 676 people. Welcome you to Flat Earth British, and I am also live on the Celtic Tartarian channel. Also to see you guys. I'm coming back to have a talk. We've got some comedy coming up in a minute. Are you India Wilson? So these are apparently found under Montreal. They're apparently 15,000 years old. I don't know how they come up with that fucking calculation, but check this out. You're telling me that's a cave? Well, I can see the bloody joints of the ancient brickwork on this. Okay. So that tunnel. They don't, it's just been found. They, who's building all that then? Colonials. And this interesting, the Montreal tunnel, which looks like it's like 100-year-old history. The secrets of Montreal tunnel. This thing is going deep under what is a beautiful city. The underground. We're going to look at some of the images of this, but this 15,000-year-old cave system under Montreal. Look at this. I bet you all the cities have got them. I bet there's a massive cave system under Denver Airport. I bet you Denver Airport is underground. It's not all that weird shit on the surface, guys. They got all that shit underground as well. Look at the size of this under Houston, under Montreal. Just mad. And look at this. Entrances to the underworld. Oh, that's Aris. Excuse me. That's the First World War, which I mentioned just now. But still. That is insane. I can't believe that they're saying this is caves. Just absolutely nuts. So, yeah, I dug up some really cool, interesting pictures of what is a beautiful Tartarian city. It blew my mind to see it. But they're really early. These ones of Montreal are from 1770s and set to 1790s. And you find, obviously it's a port city, but you got unbelievable Greco-Romano and Tartarian buildings you're going to see. Ships come right up. Look at this. It's like a mud road going up there. It's not really... it's ghosting because of the exposure thing going on because they're so early. But there's some photographs don't actually show you an exposure problem and capture early action shots as well. But on the corner, look how high in the air it is, this wall that it's on. Interesting. They also have them on the corner. Look at that. That was nuts to see that. It's just the same as the Parthenon in Rome and that building next to it. Just beautiful. But that, God, that's out of ancient Rome, isn't it? Surely. It's just identical. Just crazy. And what? Isn't that like that's Greco-Romano worlds in just massive structures? Montreal. I noticed Quebec and Ontario are pretty much the same. Look at this old church here. Antiquitech. It looks bogging. I wonder why. There's no cars ripping around at that time. Coal, maybe. I wonder why they had. Look at the infrastructure. I know they have a lot of snow and it gets freezing, which adds me interesting question. Is they can only build this stuff a few months a year, can't they? They can't, like in the cold winter months, build anything. Everything's covered in ice. So they have a short time to build these things. I'm wondering if when all this was actually really built, this place wasn't getting cold at all, because this looks so mud flooded. Look at these buildings, all mud floods. Makes no sense again in a snowy, icy environment. Why would you do that? This stuff falls. It just fill your cellar up. And they can put a straight edge on buildings or a plumb line, but they can't put a plumb line on a telegraph pole. That would be too much problem. Look at them. Fucking ridiculous. It's such a state. That would drive me nuts. It's OCD. I would be like, make it straight. Yeah. But look at this. Looks like Fifth Avenue. Wow. Just packed out with antiquitech. Massive houses. Why did they need them so big? There would only be one family in these things. They have the servants living in, upstairs, downstairs thing going on, chambermaids. Stuff like that. Be wicked. Not. So, oh, that looks nice. Look at this with all of the horses and carriages. Brought all of the stone to make this beautiful world. Look at that. That's just nuts. The entrance to what is essentially a Roman temple. And that bit of Tartaria, the station. Bonaventure Station. Beautiful. They built that, and there's only horse and carts and mud outside. It's just nuts, isn't it, guys? Look at it. Packed out with all of this wrought iron work, antiquitech, energy catching resonators. All you need is the subtle ethers blowing through. Okay, let's have a look. They got some Phoenicians there nice and early because they're all over their architecture. The Neptune and a load of mermaids, and it's all about the water, isn't it? Looks to be an entrance into that column, which may be a landing platform, I had to say. But that's a really early glass plate photograph. That lovely. And look at this. Venice? No. Montreal. Again, look at the size of this building. And this just adds weight to why the fuck architects felt the need to make sub-basements and even sub-basements in all these massive Tartarian buildings. It makes no fucking sense. If this is going to keep happening every single year, you wouldn't do it. It makes zero sense. And stairs up in the air when it all ices over, so you just slip and break your neck every year. No, it makes no sense. You'd have ground level, which just makes no sense. Maybe one step up. But it is beautiful. Look at these buildings here. That corner building there looks like the rest, where you come up here at some stage and round there. Just the corner just seems incomplete. Looks like there's more going on to that one. Probably past. So the Maison Nouvelle is got Phoenicians all over it, and it's basically a mud-flooded temple. But they had, like all North American cities, big fires and events, okay, which we've been talking about for years on Flat Earth British. It just makes no sense. Look at that building. How the hell did that disappear? Always the biggest, thickest, fattest, stoniest masonry that turns into little bricklets. Look at that. Tesla Towers. Probably some asylum or something. Montreal. Oh my God. Look at that. Out in the middle of nothing. Grass and mud. Wow. There's a load of wood sort of outside. God. It's just crazy building. And let's have a look. They got a spaghetti skywire problem. That always drives me mad. Some cities, zero skywires. Others, skywires. Don't know. Look at that. Look at that for a Tartarian building. That's a perfect example. That stair, front door, first floor. All of that down below ground level. Why in a city would you do that? That's no. Okay, you're just going to slide and break your fucking neck. It makes no sense. Just no. And look, that's a perfect example. It buries it that deep. That deep. And then all this stuff's got to be built when it's all like this, you know, for 4 months of the year. It's been warmer with it. Look at that. That's in the time of the motor car, but just Greco-Romano temple. Look at that. That's beautiful. Tartarian building. Up there's your front door and all of the lower levels. There's a door going down below. Again, packed with antiquitech. Makes 0 sense with that snow. And they get it really bad up there as well, don't they? Even the River St. Lawrence freezes over every winter. Oh, and there's a Greco-Romano quadriga thing going on. Oh, no, it's just one statue. But still, what is its point? And some messed up telegraph poles. They can't seem to stick them in the ground straight. I don't know what that's a copy of. St. Peter's Basilica, I guess. Look at that. That's the dentist's. No, it's probably not. I don't know. It's probably a school or something. But look at it. It's insanely big. And out in the middle of nowhere where they won't hear you scream. God, how they built in the past compared to now. Jesus. And they got the underground system. So they're tunnels all underneath. In 1932, they had an established underground system. That one, again, massive, look like Buckingham Palace out in the middle of nowhere. In grass. Look at that. I love that one. St. Louis Church. Unusual tower on it. I don't think I've seen anything quite like that. St. Anglise. And there's Victoria Square. So beautiful. Look at that. So they did have that. These are the crimes of modern man. Is to be knocking that building down, replacing it with that. And they've done it everywhere in the world. Shame on them. Again, weird how it looks fantastic, mind-blowing, beautiful. It looks like the rest is missing because it looks like that's just the top of the building and all the rest is underground, admittedly, like maybe the same size again underground on their Hotel de Ville, City Hall. And then you get in modern day and it loses all of its appeal, full stop. Because this is packed with antiquitech and decoration. And for some reason, they don't need it in the modern day. They're taking everything away. And that's where it loses its impact on consciousness. That is beautiful, does something. That is shit. It looks like a shit took a shit. It just, everything, the soul has just dropped out of it. Do you find that? I do. Some of these old photographs, you see the building in modern days, there's nothing to me. You look at it in the past, it's like, wow, it's mind-blowing. It's like, look at that. So you got there, old Tartarian building, beautiful little tower, staircase, and then they just take the top off and they just dismantle it all. The building's still there, but they just rip the spirit out of it. They do that deliberate. That's just so insidious of them. Look at that. Again, character, all of this world, and then boom. The bank's still there, though. But none of the character, none the same. Got that building. That was there during the mud flood. It's come along there. There's windows all down below there. Some of these big blocks, and even I think skyscrapers, were there during this this event. So we're gonna have a little giggle. I'm gonna come back. Okay, I'm gonna muster some troops, get them all over you. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to give some obligatory shouts to see what's happening because I haven't been keeping an eye on chat. People talk to me in chat. I've noticed that. Martin this, Martin that. I don't have a chance because I'm reading and thinking and doing stuff. So let's have a little giggle and then I'm coming back. Okay, these are some of my little book covers that I collect and I photograph the covers for you so that you know what kind of fucking books I'm reading. So out of fucking nowhere, electrified furry mutton bastards bit off my ham. And this happens a lot in Wales. You got like these, well, basically furry mutton bastards everywhere. It's Wales, isn't it? Oh, this is something that I can relate to. Okay. His outrageous abandonment issues prevent him from living a normal life. But I'm only going to the fridge. By Pete Bollock. Yeah. She's gonna leave you, mate. She don't even like you. Anyway. Please stop. You're crushing my balls. By Dick Tender. That can happen. Why would they do that? That's weird in itself. Ted Bundy, the early years. We all have to learn somewhere. So, when dating apps go bad, yeah, dating apps can go really bad. And probably thinking you're talking to a female, and it probably looks just like him there. Yeah. Going on a date, and then you end up meeting Terror from the Wanderers movie. Or the guy out of the Hills of Ice, worse. And I don't mean the rapist one, but him too, yeah. Hey, neighbor, did your Wi-Fi go out too? This is what you find in Oklahoma. The main problem for basically the wagon trains was their Wi-Fi would drop off when they got away from a signal. But people help one another in America. And it's like, yeah, sure, you can use my Wi-Fi key. You can hack my Wi-Fi and take it off with you. It's only got 50-mile radius. Thanks, partner. Bye. Do you want some food? And then they come in and then they have a big dinner, an apple pie, and then they go off happy. Yeah, I like that. I like how that story went. That was a happy ending. Why is he Zeke Highland, though? That's the problem. Zeke, you too. 420. So Dumbo, about fucking time too. We all need to grow a pair and get big boy pants and big girl pants on, guys, and do a Dumbo. Dumbo's revenge years. Yeah? All those years of crying for Dumbo, and then he just went fucking mental in the end. Took them all out. So as the nation of being wound up. This is interesting. Okay, that's what's his name? James Dean. This is the bit where you grab my ass, moron. It wasn't the same as kissing the cattle on the trail, but he quite liked it. Aww. Love. Oh, experiments for single mothers left home on their own. Mummy wonders what she can stuff into her ring. Okay. Well, we like muffins. Okay. Moist muffins we like. Moist and creamy muffins. Well, that's nothing wrong with that. That's a book title. This is a children's reading book. There's nothing wrong with this. Oh yeah, this is true. I expect a man on his own like you has a lot of masturbating to do, Mr. Brown. By Enid Blyton. Wanking all day. He's doing it now. Oh, come on. Pastimes of the Gods. Is Mankind a board game? Yeah, probably. Explosive new evidence suggests God created man as a game, which flopped because the rules were incoherent and no one could win. No shit. That makes perfect sense. Pilgrim tit. Oh, yeah. She said no. But it was pilgrim tit. I was thinking of joining the Amish. I reckon I could smash it in the Amish. No technology. Just pilgrim titty all day long. The me, I never knew. That'd be interesting to meet. Okay. How to accept anything. A guide to giving up. Yeah. What you should do is do what I do. Yeah, and my friends, we joined Club Fuck It. Yeah, you can be a member. Okay, all you need is just to say fuck it. You're a member. There you are. We're all in a club together. Fuck it. Okay. Rags to polyester. My story. Yeah, fuck all that. Ooh, this is what happens when mortal man, meets the Gorgon chest plate on a Phoenician who's got a motorbike helmet on. She's literally massive and she's a bit dissatisfied with mankind. It's like, is you it? Yes, I am mankind, madam. Is that all I've got? I'm afraid so, Athena. Oh, fucking hell. Don't worry. Things get better. We got giants. Anyway, how to wear your caftan. I wore a caftan once, but I didn't wear it like that. Okay? If you're going to drop mushrooms, yeah, or something, and get all loosey-goosey at Pop Festival with your kaftan, yeah. Remember to wear your kaftan tight. Press your willy against the material. Yeah, it's going to be good. You're going to have a good time. I think he's on the wrong way around, though. His head's on the wrong way around. Too cool to die. That is true, but sadly not in the case of Robbie Robson of the band, who was Mr. Cool. Probably not, he was a smackhead. Back in the day. Who died only last week, Robbie Robson. Yeah, I know, from the band. He's going to carry that weight a long time. But he was too cool to die, so he's probably not dead. Okay, this was a good book. A friend's friend unexpectedly arrives. I hate it when that happens. Friends. Who are you? I'm a friend of your friend. Okay. How to avoid everything. Irresponsibility made easy. Now, this is something that I learned all my skills. You know, one of my greatest things in life is actually, I've mastered the art of actual survival. Who knew? But this is basically my philosophy. It's just avoid everything and act irresponsibly. Always have an adult supervisionary person with you, especially on Wednesdays, because that's naked day and I have to put clothes on to go out. Maybe you're an arsehole. Ever considered that? No, I've got an arsehole. No, I haven't. I have considered that. No, I'm not an arsehole. You might be an arsehole for even saying it. Arsehole. Don't know. This is Hot Hits 19. And this is the typical English garden. It was quite the same myself when I was young. We used to have a scantily dressed woman, and I can assure you this is a woman. Okay, high heels on the croquet pitch is vital. This is what I used to do. This is actually a vicar. Okay, that's what he's got, playing croquet in his garden. It's nice, isn't it? I will wait for you forever. If you are not too long. I'll wait for you forever. Don't be too long about it. Please don't touch my arm with your arm. How I died in a public bus. Yeah, fuck off with that. Yeah, don't even touch your elbow on my elbow, bus bastard. I had to go on a bus this week. I went to go do boat work and that, but we had to go on a public bus, and it was full of bus bastards, guys. But you don't have to stand up. Tube trains are worse as well, right? Because you got to touch, like, they could cram them in. You got to touch fucking people. It's not good, guys. Yeah, social distance. Yeah, bus bastards. Anyway, I'm coming back. You never know the way this is going to go. I'm going to catch up with everything. Everyone might have just gone on me. It's difficult to say. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So. Coochie-coo. Anyway, what's happening, guys? It's good to see you. Having fun yet? We're going to have more fun. 669 of you watching. That's not too shabby. Quite happy with that. On a flat day. What else was you planning on doing? Well, we got loads more to come on you. So let's have a look who's in the house. Small town girl. She never used to talk much, but she's joined the community. She's having a fun time, which I love. Okay, we love that shit. Hi Deb, good to see you as well. Treasure hunt. Did we get started? No treasure hunt. George, my brother, we love you. I love you, George. Ben, good to see you. Let's press that like button. It doesn't really matter on the analytics, but subscribing helps and sharing helps. Although some people say my videos are unshareable, I can't imagine why. Very educational, guys. Look what you've learned in one day. I bet you know more about Mongolia now than you did yesterday. True? Yeah. I know it's a bit of a derogative name, I find, as well, because there's a certain name in Britain that sounds just like Mongolia. Neil? Angel. Oh, angel eyes. Who is my lovely friend, Angela, who's an angel. JJ Raccoon. Hi, Ange. Hi, Richard Strachan. JJ Raccoon, I'm going to meet one day soon. I'm going to get off stateside. Clint Eastwood. Yeah, I heard he was in a Jesuit school last night in a chat feed. I think it was somebody told me. You don't get to be a mayor of Carlton and all of that without being one of them anyway. And I really like him. I hate to think of him as being one of them, but I like Clint Eastwood. Sorry. Love Clint Eastwood. How are happening? You are happening, Martin. Yeah, I am. Dean, this is where it's at, bro. I know. Where it is everywhere. I have 60,000 subscribers. 60,000 people should have been told that I went live. Where are they? Only 600 odd of them at home. YouTube. Solid Rock melted in Quebec. Quebec is amazing. There's Cheryl Bailey. My Cheryl Bailey. And Oric Childs is in the house. Oh, my brother. Much love to you. 7-0. And Yada Debbie, who's another Debbie. Hiya, Yada Debbie. And Psychedelic Widow. And Ed. What an Ed. And Sherry Baby. Won't you come home tonight? And Jolly Man. And Lane. And Big Kush. I love that name. Lady Rocks. Andrea. Hiya, Ange. Leave Freeze in the house. God, I haven't seen you for ages. Smashing it, Martin. Thank you. Spread it. Spread the word. Martin is over on Martin Liedtke channel. Smashing it. And he's got loads to come as well. Of information. Share, please. Karen, makes perfect sense. Tristan. Steve Watson, my old bro. Good to see you, boyo. Adam. Oh, say, we got some awesome. There's Trees, my friend. Okay. And Jason Gray's in the house. Ooh. And who else we got? Pickering Paul, good to see you. And Alva Billy, my bro. Hugh Liberty, good to see you. And Jolly Man, we love Jolly Man in the house. Oh, where is he? There he is. Okay. Pamela Swan, who brings the woohoo. And Randy, who brings himself. Good name, Randy. They should give me that name. Liddy, love me so much. Oh, loving on me. And India, who's India Wilson, who is my friend. Okay, we're moving on. Let's get back into the juiceage. Why is it dark, Martin? It's night time. Sun goes away, moves off, goes round, comes back round again, be round again soon. But the nights are drawing back out, and we didn't actually have a summer in Britain because they're fucking evil. Okay, they didn't give us a summer by design, obviously. Psycho Dave, yes. Okay, we got lots more fun to go. Okay, let me just get back into the juice then, guys, because this is going to take 10 forever otherwise. Please, like I said, make sure to share this out if you would. It all helps. Bringing a diverse audience of people who are basically bored shitless, because some people get bored. I don't get bored. Only boring people get bored. Or whatever. They're on their own and don't know what to talk to. The old man sitting there picking his nose and the wife's on the mobile phone. She's going through TikTok, yeah, because she don't know about Flat Earth British Martin Liedtke channel. Does that make sense? For that person, to get her off that fucking TikTok, which I've never looked at, by the way, and I won't be. Not this lifetime or any other. Okay, just letting you know. It's like, Martin really doesn't like TikTok, does he? No, I don't. Stop sending me TikToks. They're vile. They're for people. I know what this. There's an agenda behind it, guys. Anyway, more underground. So we looked at that weird one underneath of Montreal, which is massive. But Derakuyu in Turkey is. We've seen it. We've posted about it before. It's a civilization. Live in the cliffs is best. Get underground. It's 20,000 people. Apparently never used. Apparently they never found any belongings or anything in this place. So they say it's in Cappadocia. It's not quite Anatolia, but we're looking at that in a minute. Look at this. Got some like Byzantine artworks there. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah. So they dug underground. Okay, there's these ones as well. Okay, in Turkey, cave dwellings. We're going to look at, they know a bit about that, the expositions. They definitely know about the resets, the people who made the expositions. So 1856 to 1870 were these. These are super duper early. And whoever this photographer was knew exactly what to photograph. So you imagine he's arrived 1856, and what he's seeing is an obliterated world in front of his eyes. Still mud flooded, still smashed up, classical world. Can you see all of this? See this? Just the remnants of whatever this was that was standing here. It's just insane. So this is the top of maybe a window, but I think it's a door, and it's completely mudded up. And the mud looks like it's fused. Like I said, this guy, that might be going underground, but this guy knows exactly what he's looking for. At this stage, the Roman world, or the classical world, or the Troy world, or whatever you want to call it, hasn't long fallen. Look at that. Imagine the size of these cities. What did they look like? My God, I can't even imagine. I'd love to be able to time travel. And there's Demerigia on that. Looks like it's got an amphitheatre there. It's a map of this part of what we're looking at. And you got these. Look at this. What do you suggest happened there, guys? Everything's okay, messed up. There's a little bit of wall there. You've got some old big masonry on the footings. And then whatever's on top is completely obliterated. It's not even there anymore. It's melted or something. I don't think it's rain and entropy that have done that. I think it's an event. That is crazy, that image. And all these little bricks, you get them all over. And look at this. I know it's a pencil drawing, but you can see some incredible aqueduct bringing this all the way up to here, wherever this is part of this aqueduct system. You can see an ancient road there as well. And this guy knew what to draw. Massive cave sculptures. Can't really tell what is on there, but whoever has got a square head. He's doing Rodin's thinker. Oh, actually, no, Rodin's on the head, not the chin nowadays, isn't it? Shows more definition in that picture so I could actually know what that was. Really interesting. And the tops of columns, these are look like engravings rather than pencil drawings, I must admit, but the size of them, how would they even get them up there in the antique world? That's just the top of a column. The column must have been. And where's the buildings? Just ruins, and as you can see, bits of column just lying around in front of that wall, bits of old column. And on top of there as well, there's some sort of fort. That looks like a fort on top of that mountain. Could be some sort of pyramid structure. Definitely. In Turkey. Look at that thing. Such early photographs. And honestly, it really does look like this is relatively recent. And no one's really been to these sites before. Archaeologists maybe weren't even a thing in 1850. Not really. Getting going. Is that deep in mud, or is that trees behind it? Just covered in burnt and just messed up vegetation all over it. Just crazy. Look at that one there. 2 lions. And I don't know why it's up on that wall. There's a thing blocked off there. That goes into the underworld. Into that city, doesn't it? And you see these everywhere. Everywhere. You've got them in Cardiff, these doorways that are just blocked up and they go underground. You've got them in every city. They show you James Bond going down into, and he goes on into like where M is, giving him like his explosive pens. And again, this is the top of an arch here. So that was a window. And it really does look like that's dried, cracked mud that come in and flooded. It really does look like it's dried, cracked mud rather than desert. Wouldn't you agree? And that place looked buried. It's a rather large castle subsided into the lake. But again, just a kind of image is that. Port Fortune. Oh, really? Not very fortunate. The size of these megalithic blocks. And the rest, splatteroonied. So I'm not sure what to make of that building. Never seen anything quite like it. The roof's missing. Obviously, it's a ruin even then. And there's a giant door there. On the side of a hill. With all ruined bricks and stones all around it. Just crazy. Look at that. Just incredible. Oh, this guy has a Roman road there. Or whatever. Down to some sort of pond. You see this in Indian churches as well, or mosques. We see Arab mosques, Indian shrines. We see this same affair, but this is what looks like a Byzantine building, and that bridge too, which is also ruined. Everything is ruined. And then columns look buried. That looks like the tops of columns. That's not the full length. Because because of how thick they are in the top, it's just disproportionate. They would have to be twice that length in the mud to make that work. So I'm not sure who that would be. Probably some sort of Byzantine emperor. I don't know. It's in Anatolia, so I know in the Bible they regarded the population of Anatolia as the Tanish, which sounds like Tartar, Tanish. But then in the Bible, there's the occupiers of that region. So is this who built this, the Tanish? Look at this. Jesus, just incredible. Giant forts on top of all of that building there. It's all of it. It's the whole hill is building, and it's inside as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was underground tunnels and it all come up into star forts. And then when they repopulate this place, you know, all of these people turning up from where? We've always asked the question. Well, maybe they're not shipping them over from other lands. Maybe they're not bringing them down out of the watery place above. Maybe it's as simple as they're coming from underground, guys. They got underground labs now where they're doing all weird stuff, cryptids and all sorts. It did World War II, underground labs, massive thing with the Germans, where they were doing, you know, some crazy shit, as you know. How much of it is true? You know, the Hannibal, Bell, the Glocken, time travel, all of these stories, the things that was going on in underground bases in Nazi Germany. I have to say, look at this. I wonder who is on there. Not really unusual relief on there. It's not Christian or even classical themed. It's really weird. But huge masonry. Stone there looks like a lion or worn. And there's the dimensions of some amphitheatre that was there, which was huge. Amphitheatre, amp, two meanings. It looks like a circuit board or some sort of part of a computer, because I think that's what's going on. God, that building seen better days. Jesus. So, ancient Anatolia, caught in 1856. Not all photographs. These are some early sort of, I don't even know, lithographs, I guess. Taking a photo and then penciled over. Oh, yeah, it's sort of a Coptic theme there going on with that. But look at the size of that stone. And what's it doing out there? That's no association to that building, surely. That piece of woody rubbish. Just nuts. And look at the size of that wall. Imagine the building that was part of. And that entire thing behind it. Just, man, oh man, oh man. I'm trying to imagine this civilization. All of the floors are gone. All of the windows are blocked up. And then windows were blocked up when that building was still active. I'm sure that wasn't window tax. Why would they do that? Were they keeping something out? Were they sealing something out? Just block all the windows, or was it the light? It was dangerous. Because they didn't do that post. I noticed they didn't do that after the event. That was done when these were occupied. I know it. Just know it. I've seen too many cases of it, guys. And these things, yeah. So they just go in to get like some sort of invigoration, you know, in a temple, for the temple of the mind, tempuri. Is that what's going on? Because there's a door going in there, and I bet you that goes underground. It says it's a mausoleum, so it does go underground. Why build such a big thing for some dead who? This dead who gives a fuck? One of their lot. Beautiful arch. That is being added to, because that wasn't the original place. Because that stone's been put on top, otherwise why'd you have it? A completely buried, melted city out in the middle of nowhere. Wow, look at that. Oh, and that looks rather classical Roman style bridgeage. God, it's just so messed up. Ooh, that looks more like Inky. Inky Doo. I don't know. Is that Sumerian? It's got a Sumerian happy hat. It's in Anatolia, so I'm not so sure. Interesting, though. Difficult to say. It looks like it's archery. And these are intriguing. So some sort of language totem, information. Not sure if they're graves. The language looks Arabic. Spooky and interesting. More of that aqueduct thing. Carrying water to this great civilization. There's a dragon there, is there? No, there's a guy riding a horse. Okay. God, what happens to the size of these columns to be able to just throw them about? The debris of a temple. Jeez. Unbelievable. And that. Oh, I don't know how many of these photos left, not too many. But look at the size of that. That goes underground, that wall there. It's a bit like stone wall in Texas. It just goes deep, deep, deep underground. Unless it's all that's on the surface. It's all been mudded in. It's really good evidence for mudflood, these photos. And whoever was doing these knew exactly what he was looking at, because it's all, you know, the ruins of this mind-blowing world. Look at the size of these stones. Just insane size masonry. In a messed up, ruined, melted world in this region. Look at that. Imagine trying to envision in your mind's eye what this place was like when there was a building attached to this, or lit up probably. Look at that building there. I mean, everything about that hill is artificial. I bet they're all inside. And when they knew an event was coming, they all got ready. They all got in these underground bunkers, and they got underground because the only way to survive is getting deep underground. And going deeper underground. Definitely. And this is what these are doing. These are going into cliffs, into mountains, out of the way from harmful whatever's going to happen. And Tartaria is exactly the same, and the expositions notice going on as well, the reset cycle. So this is interesting. Okay, so got the astrological signs and a king and a queenage, which definitely look to be Phoenician. Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships. I bet the real translation was the face that sunk 1,000 ships. Still, Telly Savalas can't be wrong. Who loves you, baby? Right, let's have a little giggle and more laughs at some of Martin's humorous stuff. Now, remember, don't take life too seriously, okay? Because it's just not worth it. The intelligent thing to do, right, would be the best course of action is to join Club Fuck, okay? Have a good time and have enjoy yourself. Don't worry about it, okay? Now, has this ever happened to you? I was hoping that it's happened to me. I wanted some Jesus toast. If I get some Jesus toast, I'm going to convert. I'm going to convert to Islam, Judaism, all of them, okay? Or maybe one of them. I might join the Krishna consciousness again, although they're dangerous, man. They chase me, going to beat me up, try and beat me up, the Krishna consciousness guys. Yeah, they're like a mafia. Anyway, evidence of Jesus in toast, please, reality, by tomorrow morning, or a digestive biscuit. I could nibble a Jesus into a digestive biscuit, though. No, it won't be the same, it won't be a miracle. Anyway, don't worry, move on. So Mike Park's artworks, I'm not sure what's going on. I think he takes a lot of LSD. But it shows that, fish fly in the sky because the sky's water. There's some people kissing there as well. Love stuff. Anyway. So this is interesting. This is what they used to do in antiquity. It's a special kind of gaslighting. It's like what they do now in your reality. It's these guys. It's like basically this is how it goes. Okay.
So what do we have to do? We have to throw the ping pong ball in the cup. Okay, and what happens then? Then we can go home. And we have to stay here until we do it. And it's seemingly really, really difficult. Why can't it go in? The hole looks big enough. The ball is really small. It should go in. Yeah, it won't go in. It keeps bouncing. So I guess what you have to do is you have to bounce it, and then when it bounces into the hole, is the technique to this. This may take some time. This may take a lot of time. If you notice what's under the table, I've noticed what's under the table. That was the last contestant. So take part of ping pong cupping, and if you get it done in one, then you can go home. Unless you're home already, then don't worry about it. Come here, you little shit. That's not a church. Oh, yeah, I will. Oh, choir boy service is at 4 o'clock. I'm going to miss it. Get out of there. It's a fucking device, you little bastard. It's an elevator. It's an elevator to go to hell is where it's going. That's where you're going. It's choir service at 4. Oh, I practice some hymns. It's a bloody antiquitech building, you little shit. Chuck it away. Oh. About fucking time too. Oh, 2,000 years. And not once did they iron my eyes. Oh, that's better. They feel really nice and smooth now. This is the Saviour. Yeah. Once in 2,000 years, nobody thought to iron his eyes except me. What does that tell you? Yeah? Oh, I think I'm going to cry. Yeah, I'm having a moment. Anyway. Quick, it's a fucking drug squad. Again, quick, eat the weed. Eat the weed. It's too dry. I can't get it down. And I got the rest stepped up my jumper. Just swallow it. Just chew. It's so dry, I can't swallow it. They're coming in, love. They're coming in. They're banging shit out of the door. Eat it. Eat it. Anyway, invest in Bitcoin like they were doing in the Middle Ages. Oh, look. If I put my finger at my bum, guess what I can do then? Paint with poo. Look, I'm painting the Grand Canyon in poo. Poo painting. It's going to be very popular on TikTok. Once one person starts poo painting on TikTok, they'll all start fucking poo painting on TikTok. Yeah? Poo painting is the future. Poo painting is where it's going to go. Anybody want to do poo painting? No, not me. I want to do poo. Oh, that happened again. Oh, it's okay. I can grow a new one. Oh, no, it's okay. I can grow a new one. Oh, it's okay. I can grow a new one. Oh, it's Katie pretending she's a woman. Look, my tits, they explode. No, they're not. They're tins of cans. And no, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. Oh, I've viewed the crabs, but this is ridiculous. Guys, serious question. Friday night. Yeah. You're not really worried anymore. Yeah, it's getting late. Would you? Oh, wouldn't you? Fuck yeah. There's always a way around. I hate this when this happens. Yeah. Every time I go out in my party donkey outfit, I always get a bull trying to shag me. Like that. That's not good, is it? Anyway, come on, Bunny. Get up there, Jemima. Go on, give her one. Yeah. Oh. Oh, fucking hell. Bunny rabbits. Come on. Ooh, you're lovely, you are. Ooh. Oh, stop rubbing your willy against me. No, you're lovely. Ooh, lovely. Give me it. Ooh, fucking hell. Building site sexy. So horny. Oh, I love it when this happens. Have you ever seen this in the street? It's an escape vagina. Watch. Yeah. Sometimes they have enough and run away. They go it on their own. Yeah, they go it on their own. Thank you, Stefan. This is sex in the future. Yeah, I know what you thought. You thought you were going to mind meld to a computer and have like enhanced computer sex, didn't you? Like they do on Barbarella. Unfortunately, no. They're going to move on from Pride and stuff. They're going to actually do this. It will be men and women in knitted tracksuits. What will be achieved? Absolutely nothing will become extinct. But they're going to do that anyway, aren't they? Obviously, if everyone has a poo baby, which is not possible, then everyone will be extinct. So that's not a good agenda, is it? No. Oh, fucking hell, he's at it again. I'm trying. She's hiding from me. Oh, fucking hell. Just get on with it, will you? I'm trying. She won't play. Fucking Ah, look at him. Look at him, guys. Just look at him. Look at her. She's had enough already. Dear, fucking dear, the life of a tortoise. Sorry? Sorry, what? No, I'm not quite getting that. Sorry, what you're saying? Huh? Do you want a frisbee? Yeah, I love a frisbee. Do you want a freebie? Want a freebie? Yeah, what are you going to give me? Oh, all right. Yeah. No, all right. It's the pen's just dropped. Okay. Yes. Okay, let's move on from the prostitute lives next door. Okay. The Great Wall of China is Roman, but this was passed to me by Phoenix, something or other. I'm guessing he's an errant because he's got an erranty sort of name. So I'm not sure whether he sent this actually to Jason Archaics, because it is. I wish I'd have had these images a month ago because this is mind blowing. But this is one of these Russian. I've actually not actually trusted these in the past because they plagiarized me a bit on some of these, and so they do that. They're like hidden history. They don't actually do their own. They just take everybody else's. So this is a live link, and this here is really interesting. And what it says is the Great Wall of China, and it offers loads of different, I guess, citations to say that this is true, is a modern structure and not built in the 3rd century BC by the Ming Dynasty at all. And not only that, according to this, the Great Wall of China is still being built. Now, there's a lot of it missing. Apparently, a third of it is literally disappeared, literally turned to rubble and just disappeared, according to this narrative. So there it is there. The Great Wall of China ripping through a suburb of Beijing, which used to be before Mandela effect, Peking. There it is there, looking like a shit sucker shit. Because this wall is being completely touched up in modern times, a bit like, so you know the narrative I gave you for the pyramids, maybe they're not as old because they're not on any old maps. It's an identical narrative for this. Apparently, there's nothing prior to 1700 about this wall existing and people, being on many expeditions, and it looks to be going underground as well, as we've already talked about as well. Look at these images for it though, and it goes through the suburbs, but as in the modern day, they're building the Great Wall of China. So it's almost as if that these things are just like tourist attractions, bullshit, and then they attach a narrative to it to give it some, history, so people will actually visit the fucking thing. And there it is there, all brand new and modern Great Wall of China, still being built in the modern day. And here's some citations here from some early works. Obviously, I can't read any Russian, but in these Russian books here, one, Ancient Times to the Present Day, 1927, is an absence, complete absence and mention of anything to do with the Great Wall in antiquity, apparently. So, okay, so we proposed that they used, which they did, Roman schematics for the building of the wall. Whether or not the Chinese built it themselves is academic at this stage. It was Roman engineering. Perfect. And that sort of adds weight to my suggestion that the classical world fell within the last few hundred years, because it still exists in 1800s photography, although messed up, but it looks pretty recently messed up. I'll give you this link below. It gives you a lot of information about the different ways that this thing carried. There's a lot of different arms to it. This guy here in World War II was sent with his regiment to rebuild the Great Wall of China, which turned to shit. This general here was built a large scale of the wall, okay, rebuilt for his army to traipse across, because the rest is due to collapse. This was in 2012. It's all full of sand. This was nothing to do with Tartar hordes. They were on both sides of the wall. This Amazon line for Amazon of not long ago. And we've shown you this images before. This is packed with sand. Any enemy would take that out instantly. This is just for piracy and people stealing all of the goods that are going along the Silk Road, which is the Great Wall of China. As you can see, a lot of it is just turning to dust. Here, just turning to dust. But a lot of these Russians they got to trust their translations for start off. Shapeless piles of stone. And there's another book there. Somebody talked about in 1917, the death of the writer in 1931. He talks about no existence of the Great Wall of China here. The English artist William Alexander painted the wall as early as 1792. So he painted it in 1792, but it goes on to say that, this looks like it's relatively new there. There was nothing before that point. He's got a bit of an argument about faking photographs and absence of shadow. I've seen this picture many times, but look at these photos. They are special. Look at this. All the older wall underneath. 5,000 miles. In all the different arms to it, maybe 20,000 miles. A third of it has already disappeared. Apparently, just left to rack and ruin. Turned to dust through entropy, whatever. Just poor building. These mile stations. Every Roman mile. And the older stone underneath. Sort of proving this was an older wall underneath before. So that's what this says. So I'll link it up, read it to yourself, but it's highly interesting. They're still building the wall in the modern day. This link proposes that it was no record of it in the ancient times. Marco Polo never fucking seen it. Loads of explorers that went to China. A famous explorer, went to Beijing, never seen the Great Wall of China when it ripped through its suburbs. It's weird. There it is, falling to rack and ruin. Poor quality maintenance. No maintenance, poor quality workmanship. That looks Roman up there. See that? There's nothing Chinese about that bit there. Roman vaulting. Because I really do think that the classical world fell in, some sort of terrible cataclysm. Maybe 1666. Sounds like an interesting sort of date. Yeah, don't link me up TikTok, Lee, 25 times a day when I don't like TikTok. So there's an older world there. Big stones, and this has all been put on top, look. So there was an older wall there. But nothing to do with defensive purposes, nothing to do with Mongol hordes, because they're probably all underground any fucking way. Rather than living out in the grasslands, prone to all of that wind and weather and cold. No, they're under the steppe. It was easy to dig out because it was all made of mud, because it was grasslands. It would have been really easy to dig out. Think about it, guys. Up to 500 tunnels discovered under Mongolia. Look at the state of that one. So, yeah, very telling. I wish I had these pictures when I was in America 2 months ago proposing what this thing really was. That would have helped no end. Look at all of that bullshit just put in there for a floor. Absolutely terrible in some parts of quality. Non-existent in others, just a pile of rubble. Just like that there. Not even there, really. And then you get these bits that just fall away. Really dangerous. But 5,000 miles of it goes across mountains, goes across rivers. Yeah, this is apparently the Great Wall of China, guys. Look at it. Apparently. I know. There as well. That's the one that they relate to Han. There as well. It's not exactly the same, is it? And that is apparently part of the Great Wall of China. What the fuck happened? And that as well. That is Great Wall of China. These apparently they're mile places. Yeah, I know. And that. Just mind-blowing. What a link. So yeah, the stacks of photographs of just really like what the fuck is going on with the Great Wall. Some of it is amazing like that.
Other parts, like that. Like that. Not really there at all. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'll link that to you. You can read that and your own time and scrutiny. I'm going to come back for a second because I'm going to be getting more images up to present next. We have images of the day. I have plenty more to link you. We have a convention coming up in October in San Diego, and that is the big SoCal meet with myself, Jason Brashears, Max Egan, Decode Reality, Jason. I got Girls Danny, and I don't know who else, but other people. So yeah, we're going to try and get Campbell. Would be really brilliant. Can you imagine if Campbell got there as well, autodidactic? Woohoo! That would be so fantastic. Anyway, Ray Mudflood in the house. Woohoo! Good to see you, my bro. Okay, let's bring up the next usage. Okay, we have so much still to show you, but first I'm going to show you some images of the day because there's plenty of them. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, still left to show you. I got some more funnies. We're going to show you the ruins of modern man. I'm going to show you Omaha, Nebraska, a few images of that, some other expos because they're just mind-blowing. I can't imagine how Omaha, Nebraska ended up with so much cool shit. It's beyond me. We're going to look at some islands in antiquity, some Edinburgh. There's a few shots of that, some more funnies, and New York in colour if there's time later, and our flatter date images. So we're going to go with them first because time is moving on, and I need for you guys, if you would do me a solid, is to share this video out. That's what makes the difference. It's getting them shares out there so that people know that I'm actually on, because YouTube don't actually do the notification thing, like ever. Actually, right there, we're going to go into the ruins of modern man next. Let me just come back for a second. I am there. Oh, good. 663 of you watching in total. Not too bad. Thank you very much for being here. And there's Hippie Shake. She's linking up my son, who's got a YouTube channel called Welsh Dragon Metals. Plenty you can learn on there, especially survival tips, you know, prepping, things like that he does. How to make money out of nothing, stuff like that. Boston Ray Medflood, thank you, bro. He shared it. Shinji's in the house. Divergent is in the house. Julie's in the house. Julia. Omar is something else for sure. Wait till you see these. They are yummy pictures. Sandra, I love you, my Welsh brother. Thank you. Robin Evans. That's a good Welsh name, Robin Evans in Oklahoma. Crazy John. Z. See, nobody in Wales actually knows I'm here or even bothers, Cassandra. Could give a flying fuck. Britain is rubbish. Profit, yeah, I got emails off you as well. Thank you for your emailage. And Lawrence thanking our trees. And this guy here, Federal Cameo, does the most unbelievable, eloquent comments I've ever read. And you definitely should be an author. You have a really cool way with words and understanding, overstanding people. Crafty Kim, Captain Fantastic, Tim's in the house, woohoo! And it's my brother, who's Romanian Bear. Bear Reaches in the house, good to see you, bro. And Cynthia, and Debs, who's my mate, who's Scallop City, good to see you, Debs. Whispering Jack, don't tell the trees, because the trees don't need to know. Shiva, we love Shiva. Corinne. Little Wing. We love Little Wing. She's in the house. She got a little wing. Little Wing. Okay, let's get on with the juice. This is going to take all night. Might be 2 hours now. Right, next. The ruins of modern man. Now, they leave the most unbelievable Tartarian structures to rack and ruin for whatever reason. Every city is suffering it. I don't know what they're doing. I do really. But check these out for a crying shame. And how much money would they be worth if they were tarted up? Unbelievable. So something to that scale is just left to rack and ruin. Phoenicians, Horn of Life, Horn of Plenty, I should say. Phoenician heads up there. Just left. It's just a crying shame. Look at that. So they could maintain them, couldn't they, these buildings? They just don't bother because they don't want to. They want them to disappear. Look at that. They used to have these massive statues holding up these buildings. Just crazy. Look at that. What a crying shame. We should go and squat it. Actually, we shouldn't. The government don't like us trying to escape, do they? They want to be in your shit constant about everything. And if you try and run away, they don't like it at all. There it was in its heyday. Look. And now, no one can be bothered. No one cares. Before, now. Yes, it's a crying shame, isn't it? And beautiful marble staircases then and now. No one even cares. Look at it. And a lot of these churches, they're turning into pubs and clubs, like, because drinking's perfectly acceptable to religion, even though most domestic problems are caused by it. And, it wrecks lives, it kills people. It's the worst drug of all because it's a government-approved drug. Let's go with that government-approved music. Huh? Terrible. People killing themselves on that. Look at this lampshade up here. Absolutely beautiful. Could do a Del Boy Trotter and try and get that lampshade. If you've ever seen that episode of Only Fools and Horses, what happens with the chandelier? Look at that. Eastern Europe. Some boarded up windows. Jesus, it's like physical graffiti just got big, yo. Left to rack and ruin. So I'm guessing the Russians do this quite a bit. Look at this quadriga. It's not left to rack and ruin. It's just a beautiful quadriga. They got them everywhere. Every major city. Look at that mansion. Just maybe too much on the upkeep. I don't know. It's a mudflood, huh? And look at these. They got them in nearly every city in America. These corner banks, which are little Greco-Romano temples. They got to be old world buildings left over, guys. I noticed when I was in that tiny town of Denton in Texas, exactly the same. They had one little bank that looked like that. It's only 2 stories, I think. Such a shame. Look at that. I wonder how many buildings were like that. Look at that. Imagine the weed you could have in that greenhouse. And guess what? It's gone legal weed in Germany as of this week. So you can go to Berlin now and go to a coffee shop and get fucked up. Dropped it on them overnight like they did in Thailand. It's like a couple of years ago in Thailand, you get killed for having weed. And now it's like coffee shops everywhere and everyone can buy weed. And they just done it with Germany. So Britain, yeah, this just exemplifies how shit Britain is. You need to get your shit together, Britain. Yeah. Yeah. The whole Britain could be saved if you legalize cannabis because basically the tax and everything else, you could earn a lot of money. But look at that for a greenhouse. But they're stupid, aren't they? Rest of Europe just pisses, giggles at us. It's them stupid fucking British. I know, they're so stupid, aren't they? Yes. It's not our fault, though. We got a crazy, weird communist thing happened. So check out the windows there. The rest is full of mud. Tops of windows. It's the crimes of modern man, eh? Over antiquity. These buildings, I love spiral staircase. Follow the Taurus, go up. And wind, going up the wooden hill to Bedfordshire. Yeah? Look at that. And they have massive high ceilings, so you don't bang your head when you're a giant. Oh, yes. I think that's what's going on, So that is my shares of Crimes of Modern Man. These are beautiful. No, I'm not actually from Ireland and from Wales, but many of my friends, my wife, that was, when she was alive, was Irish. My son, who's Lawrence Liedtke, who's got a Lawrence name, Irish name, he's half Irish. So I got a bit of an affinity, and plus most of my mates, a lot of my mates are Irish. And I love the Irish. Just so lovely. So this is apparently the Giant's Causeway in Ulster, in Northern Ireland, and apparently giants did this, but a lot of people say it's tree sap roots or basalt columns from volcanicity, etc. There's an argument ongoing, but it's an incredible geological formation of basalt columns off of Northern Ireland. And they got a lot of beautiful castles. This is Garon Tower Hotel in County Antrim. See this with a little window? But that goes underground. In County Antrim. County for a manor. Okay. That tunnel looks like it might have been a bit bigger for taller things, don't you think? I do think that. That's a nice picture. So look at this, yeah, Belfast. I've been to Belfast a couple of times. I was there in the Troubles when I was in the Merch, and I never got killed or nothing. I drunk in one bar full of IRA, but I got told like it was called the Hercules. It was in like the Docklands, Belfast. And Belfast looked identical to Cardiff, and the people were the same as well. So it was weird. It's like you didn't fucking go in there. They usually kill people if they think they're foreign. It's like, but I'm Welsh. It's like, yeah, mate, the squaddies are Welsh too. It's like, yeah, but fucking hell, mate. You know, look at me. Can't mistake me for a fucking squaddie. But they loved me to buy me drinks. I ended up having Christmas dinner on the Falls Road. I shit you not. During the fucking Troubles. On the Falls Road, Christmas dinner. Drinking G&Ts. Pissed off, mate. It was brilliant. Brilliant. We had the best food. They were my family for that Christmas. And I never got to see them again. I can't even remember their names. But I was incredibly drunk at the time. Look at that. I was incredibly Irish drunk, which is a different level of drunk in Ireland. Check this, Belfast again. The Albert Memorial, they got them there as well. There's an Albert Memorial in London too. So yeah, it was identical. Belfast even looks like Cardiff. And I went through a council estate on a bus, and it looked exactly like the place where I live. Look at that for a load of melted fuckery. Then Luce Castle, County Antrim. She came from County from Manor. In the name of Mary, Queen of Scots. So that's nice. Imagine that. That's where you go to score in the morning. Oh, old Mrs. O'Reilly's got the best weed in town. Go and see her. She lives by the tunnel. Mrs. O'Reilly, is it, you say? Aye, Mrs. O'Reilly. Don't let the provost catch you with drugs, though. They'll fucking kneecap you. Because apparently back in the day, guys, although they were all up to really iffy shit, raising money and stuff, really iffy. If you was like in Southern Ireland back in the day, say in Cork, and you were caught with some marijuana by the army, the provost, you get kneecapped. Yeah, they're all right, cleaned up. They didn't, but you could get pissed off your ass and batter your missus. That was completely acceptable. That's the Irish way, isn't it? You know? This is the Irish way. I'm gonna make a fucking pay. The Irish disease. So females are like it. I was with one. Chronic alcoholic fucking killed her in the end. It's called the Irish disease. They can't help themselves. They don't know what's going on with her. But I love them all the same. Donegal Castle looks like it's seen better days. The Welsh are the same. They're a pisshead race. Scottish, pisshead race. The English, they're not so fucking bad. They're not as pissed. I like the fucking Welsh. So that's a nice tower. There are loads of alcoholic races, aren't there? When they're all pickled red. They look jolly enough. Oh, I'd be very tempted to load that cannon up and have a go at shooting that fucking ship. Just cause it's there. Bit of target practice. Get him in. Oh, look at the size of that church there. What's this? Queenstown, Cork.
Cork had a massive star fort. Got maps of it. That's lovely. And look, they got all of that in Dublin. I thought they kicked the Phoenicians out. I thought they hated Victoria. I thought they had a rebellion against them. They covered their shit and everything. It's like Rome there. Oh, that's nice. Look, Newcastle. In County Down. So they got a London there as well, but they called it a Londonderry to trick you. Look at these mud flooders there on the Esplanade. Oh, I've been at Warren's Point, Newry. When I was there, a load of squaddies got blown up in a Land Rover, and it was like literally, you want to see the action when I got there. Fucking army absolutely everywhere, checkpoints absolutely everywhere when I was there. Beautiful scenery, massive big mountains around. Warren Point, yeah, really good time there. Be pretty women. Anyway, Mollies, eh? Mollies, yeah, Irish Mollies. Oh, that's nice. Can save my little book through there. So they got a Egyptian obelisk, and the women's riding side saddle there. I wonder if that's comfortable. Probably not. Probably get shaken about. Nice bit of road though. So yeah, Ireland and Dublin, contrary to the book Angela's Ashes, looks really, really lovely. Angela's Ashes paint a picture of absolute terrible poverty and desperation for most people, but why don't they go and have a walk in the park then at that time? Because it looks really fucking lovely. Instead of Angela's Ashes in it all the time. Sackville Street and O'Connell Street in Dublin. I don't know if my friend Nora's in chat now. She lives around this part of the world. Dublin. You know Dublin town? What flag they got? Oh, there's words on it. Don't know, it's probably in Gaelic or something. Oh, really cool. Don't know what it says. Bollocks. It's not a flag. Look at the size of that. St. Patrick's. That's the real St. Patrick's Church in Dublin. Yeah, the real one. So when you're having Paddy's Day, it's that one you're celebrating. And look at it. It's got little castles and churches. It looks so cute. Galway. And they have mushrooms grow there too, apparently. So it's all plus. It's all plus for the old island. Look at that. Looks like London. And they got like British people there doing that military thing. You know, a marching. That's what it's called. In Dublin. But don't worry, come 1916, they're going to occupy this post office and they're going to have a war with England land. They can not win it. Or maybe win it. Because Sinn Féin, they can go into Parliament, no problemo. Even if you're a Sinn Féin terrorist, you go into Parliament, like namely McGuinness, etc., when he was alive. And you can hang around with the Prime Minister and shit. It's like no problems that you was like, you know, knocking up a bit of Semtex in your basement in Paris. Doesn't seem to be a problem. But it was all sanctioned. A bit like when Lord Mountbatten went for a ride across the lake. And he went, boom! And all they found was his head and shoulders on the beach. And a load of children as well, apparently. But that's the rumour. So what we got here? Crow Vision Market. Some sailors. Oh, this is a cute little photo. Yeah, maybe you should put all of them sacks for that poor little horse to drag, eh? Okay, no. Horses, they have a terrible... See, we've used animals. They don't even look like they can take a human's weight. So what are we doing on the beach? Guarding our stash that's in there because smuggler stuff going down in there. And there's a bit of Egypt. They brought probably from Egypt. Oh, there's Londonderry. Looks pretty, doesn't it, Londonderry? Oh, Londonderry town. And there's another castle there. Kilkenny Castle. Oh, they have gigs there. And Slane Castle. Concerts. Robbie Williams or something. And there's a beautiful little port. Waterford been there? No, that's Dunmore. Oh no, Waterford. Yeah, I've been there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Famous for its glass. Where? Ooh, look at that old castle there. Where we to? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, Waterford again. I don't remember that. I just don't remember much of anything when I was away because I was always very, very drunk at the time. Not only drunk. God, look at that disappearing into there. It's a railway, is it? Wicklow. Oh yeah, been there. Yeah, Wicklow. Been there. Been in Wicklow, Arklow, and Drogheda. Trying to find a battle of fucking ball, battle of Boyne. It's about as hard as trying to plant fog. Just can't do it. It's not there. Like no battles are ever there. Won't try and find Battle of Hastings. Did I find it? No, did I fuck? It's just not there, guys. None of these battles are there because it never fucking happened. Excuse my language. Okay. Well, we're going to look at a beautiful Edinburgh. Now, this city is another thing that you get painted a history of it being like really, really, you know, messed up in the Victorian era. But this is what you see. Look at this. The centre. And then a lot of people say this is supposed to be like Jerusalem. And look at these all underground. They look like grass roofs. There too, there too. It's all going underground there. Crazy, isn't it? On Princess Street. This goes underground. It goes right under this Buckingham Palace looking place, which is the railway station. There's a lot of like, you know, bits of Roman stuff, classical stuff everywhere here. Like there. Okay. And this, Edinburgh Holy Rod Palace is a derelict. Oh, the cathedral bit is. Church bit is. Massive though. But it looks just amazing. The Victorian era. Absolutely amazing. Built all of this with horse and carts. It's just amazing. Oh, right there. You can see. Right, what is that? So it's a subterranean building with glass roofs. Well, that's super interesting, isn't it? Who last there in the modern day? Tell me. I don't know. Last time I was going to Edinburgh, I didn't actually make it. Here's the Edinburgh military tattoo, the star fort that is Edinburgh Castle, because it's a star fort. You see bits of it there. And it's supposed to be on the top of an extinct volcano. Like Scotland's famous for volcanoes, go off all the fucking time. There it is. And it's a star fort. You can see the star fort turrets there. Observation turrets. And there's a tunnel going under there as well. Yeah, it's crazy cities, it's Edinburgh. Don't fit with anything else like this in Britain. Just weird. The Scottish capital of Edinburgh. So we've looked at Edinburgh and Ireland. And now, I think what we'll do, first of all, these are really lovely. These got sent in by a sub of mine, Rowena. I think she's in chat now. She painted them, and I thought I'd give her a wave because I think that they're really good. And I put a link for her Instagram account down in the descriptions below this video because she sells them. And so she should. They're really good. So people are buying. Getting the wave. Yeah, they're getting the wave. So beautiful paintings by one of my subs, Rowena, who's in chat now, I think. So let's have some images of the day. Oh, okay. Now, I've been looking at images of phoenixes. They're absolutely everywhere in antiquity. And they do really sort of tell you of the circle or the cycle of reset in this place. And this is an interesting alchemical image of, you know, the cycle complete, eating its own tail. But you always get this old seeing eye in the middle, the overseer. So a lady subscriber sent these this week. Can't remember her name. I'm very sorry, but she visited this star fort here, Savona, with her own eyes. I've been to a star fort myself. Interest in this. Now, how many times have I shown the wrecking ball, the holy hand grenade on Flat Earth British?
hundreds, haven't I? And I show you Jesus Christ riding it with all like the spunk things coming out of there and flames and stuff. Looks really dangerous. How many times have we seen this? Well, here are these little spunk things again. Look, see the little sperms? And who's standing on the wrecking ball this time? Is a phoenix with a king's head. Phoenix, Phoenician, plasma tech is what I suggest. So this is incredible. It was a lion at some stage, but the statue is now missing. The feet still remain. It's in India, and the whole building behind it is black melted building. And the statue, which must have been colossal, is missing. See the talons? Sperm or paisley? No, they're sperm J. Clearly, they're spunk bubbles. You can see that. So here's a journey into the underworld. And this is what happens. You've got a load of Phoenician cottages. They don't only live upstairs above the dome, but apparently they got a lot of these cats living in the underworld, which is where I think they all are, because I think everything's reversed. I think everything's down. Seeing the geometry, the flower of life in this. So, crop circles. So I was in the neighbourhood of crop circles the other day, Wiltshire, Somerset and stuff in the West Country. Didn't see any. But I noticed Michael Tellinger. Oh, he's brilliant, Michael Tellinger. Oh, I love him. Yeah, but he keeps posting clearly AI crop circles. Yeah, clearly. And everyone was complaining in his chat feed. These are fucking AI, mate. What are you up to? You never see him, never hear him. And all he does is just... Anyway, whatever. So is the nature of truthers. Apparently, they get millions and millions of people sent their way. That's how it works. So this is an interesting cannon in India, subcontinent India. Is it a cannon? Lift it up, mate. Take it to the battle. Can you? You and 500 other men. Carry it. Don't know. I think there's something else going on with that, guys. Probably a machine part, maybe, stood up. But what it was not delivering a projectile bigger than a human being. So this is in Mongolia, because the lady, Tasha, sent them links. She went there, visited in it. And she said the place is just amazing and covered in mountains that look just like they may have been buildings at some stage. Mongolia Steppe. In the modern day, they got cars. I'm guessing they got some houses going on. They got some roads. In antiquity, they were living in yurts, which is still doing now. But it's only grass. Grass can be dug out. They were going underground. And what that designates, they got a yin-yang. And they still got the two pillars. I don't know if that's a Masonic thing. Don't know. But some Buddhist petroglyphic type of there. Check this out for stonework. And it goes from this to the flat horizontal red brick. And then it's just covered over with some thin plaster. Looks Roman. On top of that other world. Again, Roman. And this is a part of the Star Fort in Savona. All overgrown, all covered in crap, but you can still visit it. I went to a Star Fort in the north of England called Sconce, which was an English Civil War one. But there was definitely a vibration in there, and it definitely felt weird, but it wasn't one of these things. You know, massive, big Star Fort going underground, because I think they all go underground. I've got evidences of the schematics for Star Forts I've posted, guys, many times on this channel, and they show you these things go deep underground. They got tunnels going from one Star Fort to another Star Fort. They're all interconnected. This is all connected to underground. And this is apparently what you take into the afterlife if you're Tutankhamun and the Boy King. It's a load of shit for the afterlife, like an Anubis. You're going to need that. I'm surprised there's not a globe on there. Oh, a toy boat. Because he's only a boy, so he wants to play a toy boat on the lake in the afterlife. So I posted these this week. These were found in Orkney Islands. in that north of Scotland, and they're geometric shapes. They look like platonic solids. They are. I think they were probably some sort of educational tool. I wonder what happens if you put them in water. But definitely cymatic patterns exhibited in a shape, a vibrational quality exhibited in a shape from the ancient world. They don't know where they exactly came from, board game, whatever, but they say they could have been from Doggerland. But they were found and excavated in Orkney. Near Skara Brae, the site, near Skara Brae, these, which is also a mud-flooded, sunken town, Skara Brae in Orkney. Interesting places, Orkney and Shetland. Here's the boys from Hibbler, and they couldn't help but send me the excitement because I'm going to be in the new Tartarian, which is out next year, which is going to be fantastic, by the way. And they went to the Arts Rotunda in San Francisco. He's Johnny Boy and Sean Hibbler, my brothers who I met actually in Houston, and I will be seeing again.
Old World Order. Oh, coming soon. What's up, dude? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Jello. That's fantastic. This is Cardiff, city I live in the centre, and they blocked off the entire locks and canal system in the 1950s, only to pull all this up now, today, in the modern day, and make all of this shown again. Why would they cover it all over just to uncover it all 30 or 40 years, 50 years later? It's beyond me. But everything was connected by canals back in the day. This is also Cardiff, where I live, in Wales. And there was just an old monastery here, and they basically knocked it down, Greyfriars, and they built this piece of shit skyscraper, which ends up the Hilton Hotel that's there today, which was the Prudential Insurance building. So there is stonemasonry, and there's stonemasonry. How do you suggest they did that? It's mind blowing. It's absolutely mind blowing. They managed to do that and keep it off the ground. They must have put the floor in later, maybe. Mind blow. So, see what happens if you put a tyre in a tree. I'm not sure how this actually happened, but the tyre followed the tourist and went round the tyre, the tree. It's a good name. Yeah, I know. So, it's my city, Cardiff. It's taken many changes. Nothing like this anymore. There's Cardiff Castle there, and the town hall, all apparently built in the 1920s, although I'm not so sure. Now, this is interesting. So we got a newspaper in Cardiff called The Echo. They got them all over Britain. And this guy here, okay, he sold Echo in Cardiff all the way through my childhood. The weird thing is he looked the same from when I was about 6 till I was about like 40 when he disappeared. I guess he died. This guy here, I know he don't look like, but he was a high-end intellect. He had answers to every fucking thing. I would ask him where so-and-so was, yeah, like word on the street, and he would let me know where they was, and he was always right. He was my year on the street, this fucker. He knew everything. He heard everything. He knew everything. If I ever wanted to know anything, I went to see this man here. He knew every fucking thing. Yeah? Back in the day. So, let's have an oogle at a woman. She's not a bloke. This is Paris. She's my girlfriend. No, she's not my girlfriend. This is Paris Hilton. Okay, let's have a little. She's fluffy and pink, isn't she? Completely like narcissistic, selfish, needy, and well, her father owns loads of hotels. Good job she wasn't born, or like, made in like a scummier hotel. So there's a pub there where you get some old dick. Probably do some beer as well. You got both. That'd be good for you. So here's London, and they're doing some sort of underground here. What's interesting about this shot is they've removed the street
to lay the underground tunnels. And if you look at this building here, you can see under the ground road level, window, 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 below ground level, proving that these windows would have been above ground level, proving mudflood. Okay, so they are building a big bloody wall across Saudi Arabia, some sort of survival ark for the end of the world, and it will also be a wall to keep the masses of people that be trying to traipse across Saudi Arabia, apparently. So they made a start on it just in time for Armageddon. They need to get a fucking move on. Bill Gates explains why he named his company after his penis. Yeah, I know. Who knew? So these green people, they've been reported all over the world. The Krishna people are blue, but there are, the boy with green hair, but there are green people that have just turned up in woods, green children. Nobody seems to know where they come from. And they maybe come from the Hyperborean, or maybe they're troglodytes. And they're Tartarians, and they come from underground. Like, found their way up here somehow. Isn't it? So here's a nice old Tartarian building. I'm wondering what this thing is here. With no wires on it. Looks like some sort of EMF tower in antiquitech. So this guy, or this gal, she's got up out of the water, and some woman and birds has manifested from a puddle out of the water. Manifested out of the water's membrane, to be more specific. That's how they get in, you guys. Mirrors, reflections, including water. The history is there was battles, there was royal people, there was battles, and there was royal people. Nothing really happened at all, ever. And we're really clever right now, and we were stupid before. Okay? No. Okay, boys, it's going to go really, really well for you. If you hear a little buzzing sound, it's bees, nothing more. Okay, we're going for a swim. Is this a holiday? Yes, Henry, it's a holiday. Oh, it looks such fun. What's the bangs? Fireworks? Yes, they're fireworks. Quick, get into the water. Can you park any closer to the water? I think I might drown. Plus, I got a gun. Plus, I can't swim. No, this is as far as we're going in. There's tank traps. We can't go in any further. Plus, I might get shot. In you go. To your death. It makes no sense, war, at all. Stupid. I wouldn't go. I'd literally find a way to skive. I would be the greatest war skiver of all time. You wouldn't find me in the battle. Because I would be with my belly dancers. And my musical... because I got an orchestra that followed me around in World War I, and I'm belly down. Don't worry about it. So this is what grey sea snakes did to lighthouses in the past. Or in this case, the Kraken. Release the Kraken, is what I say. Release the Kraken. And this is what happens when the plasma reset happens. Or, as it is known, the Phoenix, which is definitely associated with zappy fireage, wouldn't you say? That's a nice picture, isn't it? Is it a happy place we're going to? Might be happy. It's difficult to determine whether that's a happy place. My money's on no. So here's a Berlin railway station. They had sky trains as well, but look at that for an arch. In the past, going up all that way, the size of that arch. I'm sure, railway stations were repurposed because they all exhibit mud floods. If you see Temple Meads railway station in Bristol, it's the craziest mud flood building in the world. And there is the Phoenix rising from the ashes, resurgi, shown in ancient alchemicals. And you get them in here as well. You get the Sphinx or the Griffin. And then you get a harpy, which is half bird, half bird. And then you get the Phoenix, who looks like he's in pain. Looks like he's got his ass on fire. I don't know if they're actually flame proof. Maybe they just breathe it, not actually. And the Japanese banshee bird, beautiful, very annoying scream. Ah! One of them. Beautiful though is also the fiery phoenix. It's going to go and eat that dog. Yeah. So here's the ferryman. So he's like, have you got my gold? Give us your gold. I need gold. It goes in there in the gold pot. Have you got any gold? Yeah, I got my gold earring. I'll kiss you then. But when you get in the boat, you go across this, like, basically a metallic lake. Puts his hands on your knee. Male or female. It's like, I'm really lonely down here, being a ferryman on your own, you know. Really, really lonely. Yeah, all right, ferryman, I get it, all right. Just take me across the fucking lake, all right? Touch up the next one. Or you're the next one, fancies you. Really? Yeah, and he says his favourite band is ZZ Top, and he says you look just like Gibbons. Really? Yeah. Are you a man? Yeah, I'm a man. Yeah, you're epic. Okay. Don't free the Reaper, guys. Yeah? The Reaper, it's a bit of a wanker. What car does the Reaper drive? Do you know what car the Reaper drives? The Reaper doesn't drive a car. He drives a motorbike, Harley Davidson, guys. Oh, God. Look at this. Here's the ferryman on a more epic boat. Yeah? He's the more ramped up version, more gayer version of ferryman. But if this is like getting me in a lot of trouble in the afterlife saying all this, you said this in the last drum, I'll just say, no, I never. So then they'll bring up a YouTube video or the evidence they need. Done for. Be like, tough shit. Listen, I'm going to have to write new rules in the afterlife as well, because I ain't doing their fucking rule book, guys. Like, at all, in any respect. In this realm, or in any other fucking realm. Okay? So, there it was. Beautiful. Happening. Ah, look at that beautiful building. Bung! Lucky you. Congrats, Detroit. Got a new building destroyed. So, if you were walking in Victorian London, not really what you'd think, you could have a hot cup of coffee come out of your lamppost. It's not really fitting with that, bleak house thing that they keep going on about and all of them terrible things going on in London. When they got like coffee dispensers in the street. Yeah, look at all the windows blocked off. Council tax again, is it? Oh, yeah. My teacher told me not to worry about spelling because in the future there will be autocorrect. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Somebody took a photograph this week, posted it on Facebook, caught a shadow of Glastonbury Tor and this sort of miasmic thing all around it. Now, you do get the mist down on the plane in Somerset and on Glastonbury, but that is just some strange atmospheric thing going on. It's not AI, because I actually know the person who posted it, who took it. So it was the shadow of St. Michael's Tower on some crazy atmospheric sun thing going on. Just absolutely beautiful. Perhaps you think, no, it's not, it could be. So, 10 reasons why America is the greatest country in the world. Well, this is one of them. Okay. Dukes of Hazzard. Dukes of Hazzard is the greatest. Okay. Daisy Dukes is why America is so fantastic. Right. That's enough for you. Spoiled you there. Hey, look at this camera. Yeah, I'm doing this shit. Fucking nice P900. Oh, no, it's a Canon. Why is there a photograph of a camera? Why is somebody photographing the camera? But anyway, he took a dirty, great shit. Got you. And he's poking his tongue out. They're horrible, aren't they, foxes? And what I say? Delight. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I want to dance to Delight. Groove is in the heart. Hey, hey. So this weird French-looking chick, she's really trippy. I bet she's great looking on acid. She was 50 this year. I'm so much older than her. But how you say Delight? Delight. Brilliant song. Groove is in the heart. Modern day classic. One of the best tracks ever. And the video is fantastic, especially the dancing. Ding, 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 ding. You can watch it after my show. Don't know. Anyway, there's a lot to be said for superficiality, and you know, she's sort of got tattoos. She's got war. Oh no, yeah, it's war. Okay, she's got the old one eye, so she's showing her, you know, affiliations. Okay, let's inspect. Not in a pervy way. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay. There's a reason I'm wearing glasses. Okay, go blind. So that's some images of the day. We're moving on now, guys. We got some more stuff to show you. Buckle in. We're not exactly done just yet. These are fantastic. Omaha, Nebraska. What gets me is these are from 1898, so before St. Louis, before the Pan-Pacific, before all of them expositions, yeah, the Trans-Mississippi Exposition, Omaha, Nebraska, is one of the best you'll ever see. Look at this stuff. They built in Nebraska. I don't know too much about Nebraska, but it blows my mind to think they got all of this built there, like these Greco-Romano temples, all built temporary like. All built temporary like. Wow. I know, right? I know. Look at that thing. The horticultural building. Trans. They go down well now in this day and age, wouldn't they? Maybe that's why they call them transatlantic flights. Oh, never mind. So, look at it. Not too many people around. I'm guessing the population of Nebraska in 1898 was around 50,000. Unfortunately, nobody was there to populate this building. It says Houston in the background there. We've got all these antiquitech devices, guys. I don't know what the population of Nebraska is. I'm just saying it couldn't have been that high for like 1898. Not millions, not like today. I don't know if there's millions in Nebraska. There probably is a few million. Is Omaha the capital of Nebraska? I thought Omaha was in Omaha. Omaha's. I'm confused. Don't worry, Martin. You don't need to know. Don't need to know this. So there's more people. They got umbrellas because it's so hot. But really early. And not only that, they got electric. 1898. So, all right, they did have the Edison narrative for a little bit prior to this. But I thought Buffalo was the first electrified city. So this must have been one of the first in the world, guys. The machinery and electrical building. Electricery with a Phoenician outside. All built for the tomato season. Pulled down, disappeared off the face of the earth. All of them. Except for that archery tender I showed you with the Hibbler's video just now. So it must have been beautiful, all electrified, when you apparently haven't seen an electric before. Must have been a shock to your system. What do you think? No, not really. They embraced it pretty well, electricery. Oh, cool. And they have a lot of water involved as well, like big lakes and stuff. She's having a joint. She's having a blunt. Before we go and even watch any more of this dazzling white buildingness. So yeah, smashing it one day. Look at all of this. So I need to know more about the geography of Nebraska. I'm woefully ill-informed of that state. Know bits about other states, but not this one. Look at that. Temporary. It's absolutely fantastical. Yeah, there's quite a few people around that day. But mind-blowing. Electric, beauty. Look at it. You got fireworks going off, if they are fireworks, and electric, and all of that happening in the sky. Yeah, they're fireworks tracers. Look at that building. The dome of the government building. Looks like it's made of gold.
So somebody doing a bit of maintenance, good, because you never see anyone doing maintenance in any expositions photographs ever. Ever. All of this immaculately kept. No photographs. When they seem to build crazy big. Imagine going on that thing. The giant seesaw. Jesus, that is wickedly high. And they had a massive fairground like the one they had in Chicago World's Fair. Ahoy there! She's looking out at sea. The machinery building. Colonnades towards a liberal arts building. What are the liberal arts, anyway? Art for art's sake, or are they government-controlled arts? Hitler wanted certain sort of art shown in his regime, didn't he? And they do the same now. So there's certain sort of arts, the stuff that they want to keep out, truthy stuff they don't want to tell you about. It's just mad, this mystery of these is just mind-blowing, and every city got them, and they're just the most superb architecture imaginable. You got the Crystal Palace in London and in other places. Look at this one. Look at this. For a dome. You're telling me they built that there, and all of that temporary, just for a season, for a year. The Victorians, whoever they were, had such an attention to detail and such beauty in their the way that they did their ironing, their symmetry. Look at that size of that bulb, guys, and that bulb. How'd they get them up there? And then you've got all of these bits of engineering. I bet all free energy stuff, guys. I bet you. It's crazy, isn't it? And just to be exhibited. They're not even selling them. They're just exhibiting them. That's the architecture. Oh, excuse me. Architecture. And they got all the Phoenician. Look at that size in that painting. The Phoenicians. So I'm guessing farmyard machinery. Architecture, not agriculture. Shit. All right, let's have a look at this. It's all covered in grass. Looks a little bit overgrown and covered in leaves, maybe, which is weird because it's new and it's supposed to be their tomato season. It already looks really old. My God. Oh, good. We can mark up on it. So the Phoenician flame, a lot of leaves of control, a giant, smaller people. Definitely the giants involved in that. Ooh, it's really cool. It's just mind-blowing. Look at that. No. Just, wow. The size of them windows. Yeah? How did they get are they windows there? Maybe not. Maybe not. No. Holy shit, that is amazing. If you spot anything that might be relevant, guys, like the growth pattern of some of the plants, to prove that these... Okay, hang on a minute. So this is a built for the Great Exposition. It's temporary materials, plaster Paris, looks old. And it's already got old smashed windows. Already. Wow. No, I'm not buying that. This thing's old world. I don't care what people think. It just makes no sense. Look at it. Paris. Covered. Absolutely covered in antiquitech, this one. Whoa. And that is in Paris Exposition. Absolutely beautiful. And they put all of these shrubs round special. They establish really quick, don't they? Also, Paris Exposition. This looks a really old one. Phoenician returned half woman, half mermaidy things. Wow. No bell in there. But tidy little bit of antiquitech, nevertheless. Look at that for a photograph. Beautiful quality photograph, this one. Great composition on this. You've got the statues and the building in focus.
Sweet. Moorish feel to it. Mud flooded looking. Look at that though, guys. For the Crystal Palaces. It's just mind blowing, beautiful and temporary. And they ripped it all down. This, well, in case the London one burnt to the ground in the 30s. But I'm sure they got a quadriga in the middle of the floor, or just 4 horses of apocalypse and 1 person. If it is the 4 horsemen of apocalypse or 4 horses. Like I said last night watching Jason's show, they need to update that and use motorbikes. If they're going to come and do Armageddon in this day and age, And they want to watch where they go as well, because they'll end up, splattered. They'll end up on the ceiling. They might break in the ceiling. They'll end up on the fucking ceiling. And not dancing on the ceiling either. Times change, Times change. Look at it. What a waste of money. Look at it. Oh, that looks a lot older. That can't be a replica. That looks Middle Ages. And I've been in enough Gothic churches in my time. Look at this. Oh, nice. Nice decorative thing on the side going on of swirlies. And there's the Crystal Palace in London. Burnt down in the 1930. Because glass and steel burn. Okay. So I've still got 600 people watching. I managed to retain you for nearly 3 hours. Thank you for joining. Happy Saturday to you all. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far. Got a little bit more to show you. Some more shares. Come back, give you all big shoutages. And then I'll be coming up to the 3-hour mark shortly. Like I said, if you're going to watch these, watch them in increments. Watch them half hour a day or something, guys. There's many, many shows packed in this. If I had more time, I could do a post every single day on a different subject and really smash it on YouTube. I can't, because I got to do like other stuff, like community things, and all of it takes time. Look at that, left to rack and ruin. And collector for the fantastic Flat Day show, because all of this is I search day and night to get new stuff, so you don't have to see the same stuff, new ways of thinking. So you don't have to think like you did before, like thinking about all of them things that could be going on underground in Mongolia, for example, or underground full stop, and all what we learned about that strange place, Mongolian Autonomous Region. Most of it is, we know, very little that comes out of that place, guys, we know about. Hardly anything. Look at that. This is in Paris. She's looking right at you. Looks lifelike. I've shown her before. She's like she's alive. It's so lifelike, this statue of Phoenicians. Ooh, nice bum. It's only it's a statue. I know. I'm just saying. So look at this thing then. How long do palm trees take to grow? Cordylines. How long do they take to establish 6 foot in height? Well, I used to work in a garden centre for 5 years. I'm telling you, fucking years, unless they brought them in this big on backs of lorries and put them in that established, because these are way established. And they're doing, is this Paris again? Because they're doing really well for Paris, palm trees. So, yeah, isn't that mind-blowing, guys? That world that went before us. Absolutely mind-blowing. Better than anything they got today. Absolutely anything. Okay. I think we got there. Just going to show you a couple of these. These are fantastic. And then I'm going to come back. Is vivid color photographs of New York City. And the sense I get, oh, thanks, Flag. Love you too. Love you all, guys. You are fantastic. Thanks for bringing your loving energy, fantasticness to you. We have a brilliant time, don't we, guys? We don't do icky vibes or anything. We just have fucking fun. And we know how to have fun. We're epic. Let's be excellent to one another and party on, dudes. Look at that church covered in ivy. Wonder how long that's been there. Yeah, the sense I get, this is, downtown Manhattan, a lot of these. And the sense I get is it has much more of a villagey feel to it. So that is Ulysses S. Grant Monument, Mausoleum. He definitely did die around that stage, but the building they built for him looks a lot ancient for some reason. Bringing in all of the cargo on the dodgy waterfront run by mafioso. They cleans them ships right out. Look at that for a colour image. Absolutely beautiful. Mud flood, I see. first floor front door. But look at that building. Oh, thanks, Gregory. Maticus, I fart in your general direction. I fart in your general direction. Oh, you're so funny, you. I love it. It's brilliant. So how long would it take to grow like that, though, guys? Ivy takes ages to establish, but that's beautiful, isn't it? I love ivy-covered buildings. Fort Wood. It's got the Statue of Liberty. Lucifer welcoming you. A lot of esoteric stuff and symbology going on with that. I think it's an old world thing. I think it was laser beams shooting out of it. What about this viaduct? Really built by 1800s architects, or is it older? Oh, that tower's really interesting there. But these water towers all over America, you know, even I posted about it, suggesting that they were using, like, you know, advanced water technology with the water towers, because it spirals when it goes down them. Schrodinger type, or excuse me, Wilhelm Reich type things. I know he did cloud busting. What's his name? The water guy. It's in my first book. God, my brain's gone. That'd be a nice house to live in, wouldn't it? Candyland. Looks like the Amityville horror, but beautiful. I'd roll around in the grass outside there, as long as there's not chiggers in there. Don't think you get chiggers in New York City. Don't know. Fucking bugs eat you alive in Texas. I got eaten alive by chiggers, but it was my own fault because I sat down not knowing that the ground's full of little bugs and shit. Yeah. And they ate me alive. It's all right though. Look at that. Massive monuments, but it gives you that villagey feel. Look at that beautiful red building there. And that massive rotunda. Beautiful. And New York City had sky trains, still has. The elevated at 110th Street, the elevated train. I don't know what that building is in the background. Can you see that big loopy one? Crazy, I don't know what it is. So they had sky train, but this is a locomotive, not electric. Like Germany has an electric train, as we posted about many times. Oh, Fifth Avenue, home of the Vanderbilts, the Astors. They all got houses here. All world houses, all mud flooded. All the elites whipped them up. Fifth Avenue. And Cleopatra's Needle. So they dragged it all the way from apparently Egypt to put it in Central Park. They got one on the embankment in London, the sister of this, because apparently they got to have Egypt columns. Apparently, I think it's a psyop. I don't think they dragged them all the way from Egypt with all that performance, put it on a cargo ship, and then delivered it all our way inland. I think it was there already, proving that Egypt was in America as well. That's why Memphis. I even had Simon Dan make a video saying that that wasn't true, pretending that he knew when he had read Josiah Priest. Such a tit. I'd love to. If I could be bothered, I could have called him out and like ask about like some literature matters. I don't think he could indulge me. I can't really be bothered. So Fifth Avenue, okay, that's the Vanderbilt mansion, and the size on these all below ground level, all of them missing, but picked up by the elites. Beautiful, absolutely stunning, beautiful photographs. But they are colour enhanced, so they have been altered. And that beautiful church there. A lot of red brickers in New York. Okay, Madison Avenue's full of like Phoenician stuff. They got Phoenician pillars. They got the Masonic pillars going on. They have these Macy Day parades through here as well, don't they? With all of the inflatable fucking Snoopies, stupid shit. Is that the Welsh flag? I thought it was a Welsh flag then. That would have been epic. Quadriga over, because this is probably a real Roman column. And all of this Roman, you know, columns and the faceless knight setup, which you talked about 1,000 times on Flat Earth British. All this is your world stuff. That hadn't been built for that, I believe. This is a beautiful photograph. It's, New York Sproggages in Madison Square. And look at that building, golden domes behind, looks Moorish. And it's called Horse Show. Oh, it's a horse show. All right. Well, I'm guessing they do have horse shows. And Eros atop that tower. Big tower. Oh, that's a beautiful photo. And here's that sky train again. On the street in New York. More golden domes. More golden domes. Oh, they got murals on the side of buildings. It's pretty cool. I hadn't seen that before. Just unbelievable. The city where everyone can have a bite. Look, Bowery Savings Bank, which is definitely an old world building. Looks like a bit of rope. Got the old Adeline going on there. They got the whopping great train outside their window or outside their door. The Sky Train, the locomotive, express trains. But how wicked is that, though? I love that. Trains in the air. I love being upstairs on a double-decker bus. Gets me all jolly. I'm a bit of a child when it comes to travelling. I like go up in the air. So, a lot of activity in this street. I love this image. I've seen it many times. There's lots going on. People just getting on with their day. Somebody's gone, "Oi, look up here." And then everyone's looked up. Don't seem to have any problem with developing this photograph. You can see the black and white in the photograph. That's what the colour was originally. No colour. Fantastic. What a massive activity, and different peoples and nationalities all getting on so famously together. Must be the most pleasant place on earth to be. Look at that. Crazy mudflooder again. Just wow. And these are all newspaper buildings. And this is a media sort of area. Red brickers, golden domes. Look at that, copper and gold. Beautiful pictures, these. Wow. Just crazy good quality. Okay. And a lot of these old tenements have been knocked down, haven't they? Don't know what tower that is. Can't even recognise that. Hell's Kitchen example. That was an electrical place. It says... Can't read. Something to do with electrics. Looks like the flatearthbritish, but it's not. Just so beautiful. Look at that. How does it even stand up? Oh, it's got a big bit on the back. Massive doors. Up it goes, up it goes, up it goes. And all of the juice is at the top. Again. Some sort of aerial up there. Maybe wireless. No cars on the road, though. Still horse and cars. But the wireless was around turn of the century. Is that St. Patrick's? I think it is. It's a different colour. And some people, somebody years ago, went to the back of St. Patrick's, took photographs for me. And they look mud flooded, although I have seen some sort of photographs of maybe it being built. I have to say, things are already there. All the markets down on the waterfront. Central New Jersey, that takes you. I love this building. Look at the size of this chunky thing. On Broadway. So there was a star fort here where this park was. Just further on up, there was a star fort right here on Broadway. On Broadway. And that is Battery Park. There was a star fort there. And this sort of, I don't know, military thing going on. But Battery Park is called a battery because it was a battery. It has to do with electrics because that's what batteries do. And what washing powder did they use in antiquity? Monday's a washing day in New York, right, guys? So I guess you hope it don't rain that day. But did they do the Dad's Doorstep Tart Challenge? Yeah. How did they get their clothes so beautifully white? They never had washing machines, washing powder the way we have today, did they? No. Yeah, I know. Okay, that's me. So I've shown you them and shown you them. This is Martin Liedtke channel. If you don't know, we have quite a few channels going on. You can find out down in the descriptions box Okay. We have, oh, excuse me, Martin Liedtke live there. 591 of you watching. Now, if you turn up on my channel, you might think, oh, you haven't done any content in 3 months. But most of my stuff is live, so I can do the interaction thing, and you'll find that there's just endless amounts of live videos. In fact, 3 years of them. Millions of you have viewed them. Millions. And they go right back to tour and last year and right away to the beginning. But the Celtic Tartarian channel was the first that I went from. It's got over 1,000 videos on it. And you can see it there. Martin Liedtke's Nectar is a channel I got videos on as well. Celtic Tartarian channel there. That's ours. That I don't do anything with. That's a backup channel. And Martin Liedtke, Flat Earth British Think Tank, which I haven't had time to do anything on because I've been such a busy bunny. And I catch up. You can catch up on here. I do polls like the one yesterday. Things that have never been to space. So I did Space Aid, charity space concert featuring Sam Smith and the Astro Boys. The smell of space, the sweet smell of nothing. Actually go to space. Yeah, well, I knew that one was win. That was the whole point. Space swim with flippers and shit, and space theft auto. That was a moment of genius from my son, Lawrence Liedtke. I'm not going to claim that one. Space Theft Auto was my son, Lawrence Liedtke. Okay, I got a book here I'm going to share to you. I like to link books, but this one's pretty funky, and it does show some clues. It's, excuse me, Istanbul, which is the way into the... Oh, thank you. Love your work. Looking forward to exploring Tartarian Wales when I visit in October. Oh, and that's from... Elite Angel. Oh, okay. Right. So this is Constantinople, 1784. And it's a maritime city. And it is the entrance to the main way that they got into the Silk Road. And you can see I've been to this port myself. Proper dangerous. Easy to get killed. But the Star Forts. But this is what I was interested in, is this image. All right, you've got all these forts all along the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles, used in the First World War and the Gallipoli campaign. They were put up there quite a time before it appears, these star forts. And you can see, excuse me, the Dardanelle positions there, and you could probably match them with what happened in the Gallipoli campaign in World War One. But anyway, so it's the most popular city in Europe. And they got the most amazing architecture, the Byzantine and the Christian and Moors and everything else that's been through here. No, not the Moors in North Africa. I don't think they've been there. Fantastic, massive city. But check this out. What is that? I thought it was for mooring ropes. But if the ship is sort of spinning around on anchor or what have you, then it would tangle all of the mooring ropes up on these masts. And these masts, they haven't got booms. They're just like massive piles. And these wires here are coming down here, 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 here. I'm wondering if they're charging the ships because they got electric motors. And they're not actually for moorings. Which makes little sense to me looking at them anyway. Doesn't look like they're moorings. They could be charging because this one's going to the back by there or to there. You see what I mean? It's not like mooring ropes. I don't think they are. It says that's the arsenal, which is like where they keep weapons and stuff. So maybe they charge them up as well. So very material, excuse me, military. And this looks like Malta and Gozo, which is also massive star fort, which I've also posted about 10 times. Whew. Okay. That was 3 hours, 13 minutes, guys. Non-stop talking. Be a guy. Long time no see, bro. What's happening? Slurp, slurp, slurp. Right. What's happening? I seen you in New York last week or this week, Boston mudflood. Ray, seen you doing your New Yorkage. Oh, thanks, Mr. C. Appreciate all what you do
Tartarian, it's FEB's flat funds. Yeah, we do have a lot of fun. That's true. Hippie Shake. I lost my shit on it last week, but I do love it, and I'm saying I'm very sorry. But I had a split for hours, went mental. Crafty Kim. Alva Billy. Andrea. Oh, good job. Thank you, Ray. Somewhere in time. It's quiz this afternoon, shared by all. Oh, good. Shiva. Love Shiva. He's awesome. Richard Strack. He's such an awesome man. You're the best, Martin. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Spread the word. Share this out. Where is every fucking body? Twice born. Can't be, anything else more epic happening on a flat day, not anywhere in the realm. I can't imagine that. No, I know that's not true. Instinctively. Thrice born. Dean Powell. Shelley. Good to see you. Or Sheila. Good to see you. Brian Evans. Who's put in a 7. 420. Hitler's birthday. I knew he put 420 in. Okay. Little Wing. She took the midnight train to Georgia. Cheech. Good to see you, my brother. And Small Town Girl. I sing a song about that as well. Small Town Girl. She blew the boys away more than they see. Squirrel Sniper. That was a little hybrid of Last Dance for Mary Jane by Tom Petty. Poor Tom Petty gone. Tom Petty was epic. Learned me to fly. India. Crafty Kim. Tom Petty commiseration minute. Jolly Man. I don't really give a fuck. Better off. Rock stars are more epic dead anyway. Imagine if Jimi Hendrix would be around now trying to be a fucking like tribute act to himself, like setting his guitar on light, and he can't even get up because he's got arthritis and fucking he's had a knee replacement or something, It wouldn't be the same. Just kills it. Kills the buzz. I'm glad Jimmy died. I know that sounds terrible, but I am. Immortalized his greatness. Now it's Jimi Hendrix, Yeah? If you would have gone on, something bad could have happened. And then you would have been so epic. Yeah? Get out while the going's good, Jimmy. Good strategy. They paid him off anyway. I don't think he died. Richard Strack, he was ex-military as well. You find he was paratrooper. A lot of these, like Jim Morrison, his father was an admiral. He didn't have military service, but a lot of them did. Elvis Presley had military service, and probably military intelligence, somewhere along the line. Chrome Tone, good to see you, and Zao Moxage, my brother, much love to you. Enrique, be a guy. Yeah, don't worry. Climate. Yeah, somebody hit me up with climate change on a bus the other day. No. Or global warming, actually. So, it's called summer. It's British shit. It's a shit took a shit. We don't have summer. Borax, is that a superpower? I want my superpower. If you had a superpower, what would your superpower be? To be super quick would be good, wouldn't it? In and out quick. They wouldn't even notice. Innit? I meant of buildings. What did you think I meant? No, because that would be right. In and out quick, buildings. Luton Cheddar. Cheese. Yeah, do you know about that cheese factory got blown up in Paris? Yeah, there was debris everywhere. Ellen von Braun. Rubbish jokes, I know. After 3 hours, my comic genius sort of wears off. Faced eyebrow. Good to see you. Sam. Good to see you. Yo. Okay, guys. Feeling the love. Thanks, Cheech. Global boiling. Mr. Weed always smells like God's vagina, says Squirrel Sniper. God's vagina. God's vagina is going to smell mighty nice. Admittedly, that would be a lovely thing to smell. Smell of God's vagina. Yes. Yes. I like you, Squirrel. Nathan, man after my own heart. Is that another weed smells like vagina comment? Got a real good feeling about that. Thank you. Anyway, Elon von Braun. What are you saying? Oh, Newsflash, Putin declares nuclear war on Britain. Missiles come in and will land in the next 15 minutes. Nah, I made that up. There's no nukes. Don't worry about it. I got your back. Okay? Don't worry about Putin. Okay? He's all right. He's all right. Yeah. I'll have a word with him in the psychic airways. Say fuck off with all that shit. All right? Not that he's doing anything anyway. It's Rasputin. Yeah? He's going to legalize ganja worldwide. Thanks, Martin, for putting a smile on my face and giving me a giggle. Yay, I achieved it. If you make, my mother always said, like, especially concerning women, if you make them laugh, you're halfway there. So I thought, well, better get them hysterical then. She helped me. Valerie Pax. She helped me with my problem. Remember you? Can't say that. Completely retarded. Brain's gone. Gregory, thank you for your supers. Thank you for everybody who's done anything kind. I really do appreciate it. You can get sticks. I got them loading right here now. 7,150 books of mine and Archaics' book collections of old books, and almost 38,000 juicy images of antiquity and all sorts. All my stuff over the shows over the last 3 years on a stick, 44 quid for them. Okay, and you find that in the description box below. They're only bits of show burger. Thank you, Benny. Duh. Yeah, my brain's gone, mate. I even included a chapter in my first book, Holy Grail of Our Flat Earth. Talking about all sorts, fasces, water tech, you name it. It's all in there. Got ready. It's mind blowing. Okay, seems like a long time ago now. Time moves on quickly in this truthing thing. And looking at videos like, from 8 years ago. And it's like it was the other day in my Brian. It's like, fuck me, that was the other day. But it wasn't. This is like a decade ago. YouTube's like moving on quick. Okay, thank you, Big Kush. Thank you, Truth Propaganda. Risen. Jersey Bob's in the house. Hi, Jersey. Oh, Beth. My friend Beth is in the house. Hey, Beth. I got your badge here. I found it. She lost her badge. So I'm going to give you another one. There's only 2 left in the whole of the universe in my existence. So bring that to America land, which I will be in shortly. That'll be interesting. Looks like Forrest Gump's house. Oh, lads like about chocolate. Yeah, did you see? I don't trust that image of Tom Hanks that's been flying around where he's got like Orphan Winfrey's hand on his shoulder and another lady with a hand on his shoulder, yeah, and he's holding a little piece of paper that says, I can't talk. So he could say anything on that piece of paper. In fact, all of that could just be not real. But he did look like a shit took a shit, and he looks like he's got the old adrenochrome eye going on. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, but them lot are coming well unfucking stuck. I can't believe anybody even watches films or telly or any of it anymore. Fuck it all off. The best stuff on you can just watch real stuff on YouTube. Me. Shelley Lewis. Oh, Shella Lewis. The Bronx has some more. Yeah. I've covered the Bronx. Mad mudflooders in there. Really old. Yeah. Bit of show burger. Thank you for that. I know. I knew you knew. Shiva. Thank you. You're massive Brian. Okay. Missy. Okay, I hope you enjoyed all of the quality photos of some beauties today. And thank you, Gregory, for that. That was really kind. We need that. And Benny, we love you, Benny. Benny Riley. And yeah, Debbie. Who's got a new name now? Yeah, Debbie. Tracy, is in the house. Sam. And Vibes Age. Yeah, Magic Nova. Yeah. Magic Nova. And Brian Evans. Crazy John. Yeah, like your name, Crazy John. And I just say Liberty part. The front looks like homo, and obviously Homo Liberty, is that what it is? I don't know. Might not be right. So better not say that, just in case I'm not. Whisper Jack. Zippity doo dah. Have you got that zippity doo dah feeling? Zippity day. I have. Got little birds flying around, tweeting, all happy. Flying around my head. Okay. And one. Okay, I go in. Okay, guys, that's been 3 hours and a long time, actually. It's 563 of you still here. Make sure to share this out, okay? Do groovy stuff for me. get this truthy word out. Annette, thank you. Oh, and Rob. Okay. Oh, and Laurie's there. Curious squirrel. Hiya. It's almost 6:30. Yes, it is. It's 11:30 here. I've got enough time to make a nice cup of tea, Yorkshire tea. And have a nice cup of tea because I fancy a cup of tea instead of drinking this splurn. Okay, which could probably got bull smoke in it. But it keeps me awake and I was feeling a bit sleepy earlier, which is no good when you got a vlog. Billy? Yeah, my name is Nobody. It's a great Western. Oh, yeah. Cracking. I love spaghetti Westerns. Love spaghetti Westerns. Awesome. The old eye stare off, innit? All that sweat and eye staring off. It's really uncomfortable, actually, to be honest. Did you see Ionora? Did you see Dublin? How many of you actually speak Gaelic? Look, Gar? Gra? Not many. Okay. Cynthia? That's nice anyway. I'm saying Nostar. That's good night in Welsh. I think it needs to get the same in Gaelic as well. And Troy, talked about you earlier in the Turkey part of our post, and Asian Troy. Okay, Sunday. Sunday's getting to Sunday. So yeah, see you on the scene, guys. I'll be back very soon. Keep an eye on Flat Earth British and anything that's happening. You did, all good. Anything that's happening, Dublin pics were epic. They were lovely. I'll let you know in the community tab or anything that springs to mind, which stuff springs to mind every day. I'm just wondering whether or not it's publishable or not. Wiggly fat thumbs. Okay, you learned a lot today about Mongolia. Good. Now we feel we've had a little bit of an education here tonight. Had a giggle. We've achieved something. There you are. We seized the day and we won it. There's Radna. This lady here is Ro, who's doing the beautiful watery pictures, which I do dig. Definitely like the watery theme. Ooh, Lisa, good to see you. What was that? Love the new book. It was awesome. Oh yeah, well, my hair was all in my eyes, and I wetted it earlier before my YouTube thing, and I tried trimming it. I fucked it all up, so I'm going to need sorting out. I'll probably have to go back to the barbers and have a bit of a trim because they're going back to a hot country. It's going to be boiling. So yeah, I fucked up my hair. I need to sort it out. Okay. Raina, good to see you as well. Thank you for popping by. And Julie, epic as always. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed. This is my mate. Psycho Dave. Thanks, bruv. Good to see you. Okay. Epic. And there's Dave Knuckles, who's sharing the book things. I'll pin that right now. You can also find details for the upcoming convention. Archaics, myself, Max Egan. It's going to be a biggie, and it's in San Diego, California. So cool. And it's going to be very fucking epic. Okay, the content is going to be just second to none. It's going to be groundbreaking stuff. So tickets are available there. There's a venue going to come up shortly. It's going to be amazing. Food and everything. It's going to be good. So looking forward to that. Okay. See today. Crush a grape. We won. We were epic. We felt absolutely fantastic. We had Flat Earth British good feelings all the way through. Okay. Adios, amigos. Okay. Thank you for that. Cool. See you later. Thanks, Ray. Thanks all my fam and my friends. Okay. Yeah, San Diego. Wow, it's going to be fantastic. Yes, indeed. Wow, Dean. Indeed, wow. Okay, then. I've already done one in Houston, Texas. Just saying. Just name dropping the big city, yo. Okay. Claire. And everyone in Tartarian channel. I've seen you over there, Clairvoyant, in my Tartarian channel chat as well. I got it all by there. See you all. Thanks very much for joining in the Tartarian channel. Don't have too many people in there, though, considering it's got 32,000 subs. I think more turn up, but it's YouTube. Mercedes, good to see you. Excellent vibes. Okay, I'm chucking off because I'm just saying words now randomly on my Brian. Meet me in Cali, where the sun is warm and where the sun suits my clothes. Yeah, make your way there, Ray. Okay. Come rain, come shine. Get there. Okay. Seen with Flat Earth British. Yeah. You know we're going to have an epic time. You know the way this is going to go down. Yeah. This is a fuck ton of fantastic, guys. Come. Scene. Cali. Just saying, yo. Just saying. Flat Earth British will turn San Diego into a Haight Ashbury. Lady Rocks, good to see you. Oh, thanks to you as well. Anyway, and Squirrel's giving you all love there. Squirrel Sniper. Be good people. They can't be any other way. Okay, just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Which is, don't even go there. Anyway, Andrew, good to see you. Peace and love to you all as well. Anyway, I'm going. Share this out, guys. Subscribe to Flat Earth British. Share this out for more epicness to come, as you know. Okay, thanks, guys.